Bam. All right. Are we live? How's your camera angle? How's my camera angle? I think we're good.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Hello, everybody. I don't know if we put a delay on this or not, but we're going through. We're here. We've got everything situated. Let me know in the chat. We've got a chat here so you can watch. Make sure if everything is okay sound-wise and whatnot. Oh, I can see it. There is a delay.
Definitely a delay.
Okay, perfect. So I have not seen any leaks, rumors, or people talking about this, whatever, except for an occasional Doom post and members in our Discord who are posting a few things here and there. I don't know how it'll go. Hopefully pretty good. Matt, same way, hasn't really seen anything.
Yep, I've seen like 1 or 2 minor spoilers, but otherwise completely fresh here.
We'll see. Before we dive in, all of you, thank you guys for tuning in. Do like the stream. If you want to share it on a Tyranid Facebook page or something. Like it helps it get into the algorithm a bit more, and maybe more people pop in. Other than that, let's just dive right on in. We've got the special rules. Now, we've seen these before, so we don't have to go too much in depth. Synapse, same thing. 3d6 instead of 2d6. When I first read this rule, I honestly thought it was 3d6 take the 2 highest. So I was like, oh, this is not that great. But 3d6 in total is good. Yeah. It helps mitigate a lot of the bad luck. So
yeah, I don't remember quite the math, but I think it puts you a bit better in Space Marines as long as you're in Synapse.
Yes. Shadow in the Warp, same thing. Army-wide battle shock test for your opponent. It's going to be a bit gimmicky. Some armies it's going to totally screw up a turn with. Some armies it's probably going to do nothing against.
Yeah, and they did already show off the one synergy with the Neurotyrant.
The Neurotyrant gives an additional -1 to everybody, I think.
Yeah, specifically for the Shadow in the Warp.
Shadow in the Warp, yep. So we'll dive into that. Same thing, we have seen hyper adaptations. So this, I got to make flashcards for all the special rules, like sustained 1 hits, so that's exploding 6s.
Yep.
Lethal hits is 6s do mortals.
Auto wounding.
Auto wounding. Oh, yep. 6s auto wound.
Yep.
Okay, makes sense. And precision allow you to target characters with a critical hit.
Okay. Okay, it's the Tyranid abilities only on a critical hit.
Yes, the Tyranid ability, critical hit is scored, then it has precision.
Interesting.
So that's a bit different. But, still good. It'll be interesting. If you play a balanced force, I'm guessing it's not going to be huge one way. But if you say you play against a Monster Mash Tyranid list, well, you're going to take that, the hyper aggression one. Mm-hmm. And we really don't know how list building is going to go.
Yeah, it's going to, nobody knows points yet. So, vehicles are poised to be good, but if they're expensive,
yes,
who knows?
That is the big thing. We don't know points on these. We know all the rules, but we don't know points. Jordan says, what is a critical hit? That is a 6 to hit. That is a new term GW is using in 10th edition. Critical hits and critical wounds are just 6s to hit and 6s to wound.
And there are some rules that can modify that, so you critical hit on lower numbers as well.
Sure.
Like the anti-infantry mechanic is critical wounding on whatever the number is, and then was it Votan had something to give you critical hits of 5+? Oh, maybe, yeah. That would make sense. Yeah. All right, cool. So now we get into new stuff. Stratagems. All right. So rapid regen. Until a phase, you get a 6-up feel no pain. If you're in a synapse range, models. Wait. So it's a 6-up feel no pain. Any models that are in synapse range, it's a 5-up. Yep.
Okay, so maybe we won't have Catalyst. We'll have this instead. Maybe. We'll see. But because that's essentially what Catalyst was in a way. Fine, I'll take it. 1 CP. Good to have Feel No Pain. Adrenal Surge. This is different. This is different now. Each time model attacks, successful unmodified hit roll of 5-up is a critical hit. So what we're talking about. There we go.
There you go. Death
Frenzy. On a 4+. Oh, it's only a 4+ now. You get to fight before it is room. So fight on death for a 4+. Interesting. Don't like that. It's not automatic.
Okay, it was automatic in 9th?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was only for characters.
Okay.
So it was only characters got to fight on death, but it was automatic and it was 2 CP. So now anything can do it for 1 CP on a 4+. So, okay. An overrun, that's still here. Until the end of the phase, makes a consolidation move. It can move 6 instead of 3. Good. Okay. Coherency, if your unit is within synapse range, not within engage range.
Interesting. So you can make a normal move instead of consolidating.
Okay, so you use the little hive mind to go in different directions. So that's a nice way to do it instead.
Especially with how restrictive consolidation is in
10th edition. We're in 10th edition now. 10th edition, consolidating is much less common to happen. So I like that. Synapse range, all right, so that's something that Neurotyrant, I don't really think it's going to be good there.
Right.
Because you can give those little buddies, I think. Give synapse to whoever. So you can sling Hormagaunts up, give them a little buddy, and then they can move wherever they want. More stratagems. Synaptic Insight. So target up to 2 Tyranid units from your army. They're within synapse range. Select 1 hyper adaptation until the end of the battle round. Active for those. Okay, so we can switch our hyper adaptation.
Interesting.
I like that.
Yeah.
That gives us some flexibility if needed. And then Endless Swarm, this is one they showed off. Up to 2 units in synapse range can gain D3+3 Endless Multitude units can gain D3+3 models back. So for 1 CP, you can get on average 10 models back, which is pretty good.
Yeah,
which is pretty good.
Yeah, and then if they're not in synapse, it's just 1 unit.
It's just 1 unit. Yep. I'm wondering if there's going to be an stipulation to the Tervigon that's going to limit. Hopefully, she can still bring Termagants back. So then you can use this to bring 5-ish back, and then she can bring another 5 back? I don't know. Something. And that's all our stratagems. So now, enhancements. These are relics and warlord traits, essentially, right? All combined?
Yeah, so you get to pick up to 3 of these to give to characters.
Oh, up to 3 of these. I thought it was just 1.
Yeah.
Are those warlord traits? Or no?
No, it's just enhancements. Okay. It's all one thing.
Okay. All right. So... Alien Cunning, Tyranid model only, obviously. After both players have deployed their armies, select up to 3 Tyranid units to redeploy. Finally! Tyranids have reliable redeploy. When doing so, you can set them in a strategic reserve. Okay, regardless of how many units are already in. So you could go over that threshold for the strategic reserve cap.
Interesting.
Which we'll cover tomorrow in the How to Play Movement Phase video. All right, I like that. I'm glad. I want some of that. Perfectly adapted. Once per turn, a reroll hit, wound, damage, advance, charge, or saving throw. Okay, so that's the same pretty much.
And it's only 1 of each. Or no, one of any.
1 roll in total, yep. So that's good. If you have an invuln save, you can reroll an invuln save for free. If you got big D6 damage. Actually, oh no, but it's only on... Is it only on the model of the bear? Oh yeah, made for the bear, duh. Yeah. Okay. I was thinking you could save that for a Tyrannofex 2d6 gun, but no.
Yeah, so these are all characters only.
Only affect the characters.
So, some of the ones we've seen they affect the full unit, but these all look like they're just the model.
Sure. And adaptive biology, the bear has Feel No Pain 5+ at the start of turn. If the bear has fewer than its starting wounds remaining, then it goes to a 4+.
4+ Feel No Pain.
So you can put that on a Tyrant for a 4-up invuln and a 4-up Feel No Pain after they take a wound. Can you...
At the start of any turn. Okay.
Oh, it has to be... So you can't wound yourself and then get it in some way.
Well, you could wound yourself. It would take effect the next turn. But in one shooting phase, it would be a 5+. It wouldn't transition to a 4+ until the following turn. We
used to have that in... It was the 7th edition codex. It was like old... I think it was old One-Eyes trait. Where... It was, instead of going from a 5-up to a 4-up, is he had to take a wound and then he got the 5-up Feel No Pain. And old one, I only had like 7 wounds that time, so he'd take half damage and then he gets a Feel No Pain. So it didn't really do anything. So I like to see this come back. Let's see, chats, I haven't really looked at chats too much yet. Talk about critical hits. Do you only get 1 of these? Yeah, Alien Cunning, I'm thinking that's going to be a really good one, especially if we can take 3 of these.
And
each... Oh, they are point costs associated to these.
Do they have a point cost? I've seen people say that, but I've not actually seen where it says that, because there's no points or anything on this page.
And
I guess it wouldn't come until the points
the
release.
Point sheets release. So I would, it'll be interesting to see. Did I skip over Synaptic Linchpin?
I think you did, yeah.
9-inch synapse range, which when you only have a 6-inch to begin with, 9 is not bad.
Yeah, especially since we've seen quite a few synergy effects already.
I could see a world of taking Alien Cunning, Synaptic Linchpin, and Adaptive Biology every single time. Depending on the points of them, perfectly adapted. We'll see what the characters are like, but those can be very good. All right, now for the data sheets. Done. All right, Winged Hive Tyrant, right off the bat. 12-inch. Oh, they slowed him down by 4 inches.
Was he a 16-inch?
He was a 16.
Holy crap.
And then the Adrenal Glands, he was 17. And then if you're Hydra, he was 18. Wow. So he is slower now. Okay. I want to see. Can you give these to...
So you cannot give enhancements to epic heroes. I believe the Swarmlord is an epic hero.
We're going to just peek ahead quickly, because I'm curious on that.
Yeah, epic hero.
No, we can't feel the pain.
Yeah, so not on Swarmlord, but you could on either of the other Hive Tyrants.
Hive Tyrants there. Okay, well, that's unfortunate. So, 12-inch move, slowed down, toughness 9, makes sense.
Yep.
2-up save, good. Still with wings, I was worried they might put that to a 3-up.
Down to 10 wounds.
10 wounds, just like Swarmy, leadership 7, and he counts as 3 models for objective controlled.
Were they all 12 or 14 before?
They were 12, and Swarmy was 13. So
down a few.
Interesting. We have the Heavy Venom Cannon is only D3 shots.
But Blast.
Blast
is better in 10th edition.
Okay.
So it's plus 1 shot per 5 models in the target unit.
Plus 1 shot per 5. Okay.
So if you shoot a squad of 20, you get 4 extra shots.
Okay. All right. AP 2-up, ballistic skill good. Strength 9. Yeah. AP -3. Damn. Wow, that is quite a tone down. A lot less shots. Relative strength is a lot lower.
Right.
AP -2 is fine, and 3 damage is still good.
So it was strength 9 before?
It was strength 9 before.
Okay, yeah, so definitely a hit there.
A big hit.
So it's not doing much to vehicles anymore.
Nothing tougher than a transport, pretty much.
Right. Well, in Space Marine, we have seen a lot of the Xeno stuff is potentially going to be a bit lower.
Bit squishier, yeah.
And then Terminators are T5 now, so it's wounding on 3s there, so yeah.
Okay. Stranglethorn Cannon maybe see a little bit better play. Blast D6 +1, so maybe. Guarantee you at least 4 shots against a squad of 10 dudes, maybe. Strength 7, AP -1, damage 2. Okay. Melee weapons. Monster's Bone Sword, Lash Whip are twin length now. Okay. You get 6 attacks.
Makes sense.
All right.
Isn't that what the Lash Whip did before?
Reroll 1s to hit. So essentially, but okay. 6 attacks. Weapon skill 2+. Strength 9. Strength 9 is still a little low, but that's been common from what we've been seeing.
Yeah, the Tyrant scale characters like Tyrant, Swarmlord, Demon Princes have all been right around there.
Right there. AP -2, damage 3. Great. Monstrous Scything Talons, extra attacks. So they just, if they're equipped with these, they just always get these, right?
Yep.
So
yeah. So normally you only get to attack with one of your melee weapons in 10th. You have to pick which one they're equipped with. Extra attacks, you'll get those in addition, though.
So 4 attacks, strength 7, AP -2, damage 2, and the Talons are the same way, but you get 5 attacks. So if you go with the Winged Tyrant with a gun, you still get 5 Scything. Wow, the Tyrant Talons saw a huge glow up. Well, I don't know. A little bit of a glow up. Yeah, they got extra AP, extra attacks. They were only 2 attacks at
They
AP1.
gained AP?
They were only AP1 with 2 attacks before.
Interesting, that's rare.
And now they're AP2 with 5 attacks. So maybe you are going to have your shooty Tyrants be your winged ones. Because, I don't know. Okay. Special abilities. Will the Hive Mind. What is it now? 1 friendly Tyranid within 12 inches. Effective ability target. Okay, 0 CP.
Free stratagem per turn. Not battle round.
Yes, per turn.
Okay.
Oh, per turn. But can you use it in your opponent's turn? They can't.
Yeah, once per turn.
I guess. Okay, so stacking free CP.
I don't remember if any of them are super relevant in your opponent's turn out of the Tyranid Stratagems, but they're still the core ones, which are...
Yeah, the core... Oh yeah, the core ones too. A lot of free Overwatch, right?
Yeah, Overwatch. Overwatch is once per turn, but you can use this one even if it's already been targeted by with that stratagem that phase. So maybe you could double Overwatch.
Huh. Interesting. We'll have to see how that plays out. Paroxysm. At start your fight phase, you can select one enemy within 12 inches of and visible to this model. Roll d6 on a 1. The Psyker suffers d3 mortal wounds. And then 2 up until the end of the phase. Subtract 1 from the attack characteristic of all weapons equipped. Okay, so no -1 to wound, no fight last, but -1 attacks.
That's still pretty potent depending on what you target.
Right, because it could be, I mean, you get big Thunderhammer guys who only have 2 attacks or something, or 3 attacks.
Yeah.
Cutting them down. Yeah, against the right target, that could be substantial damage. Okay.
Yeah, and actually you have to roll a 1 to do it, but you could trigger the feel no pain wounding
ahead of time. There you go. Oh yeah, and the feel no pain strat.
Oh yeah.
Jason Dragonbane pointed out the feel no pain strat would be one to go off.
Yeah, let's see what else.
The Shard Gullet. I don't think the Shard Gullet is...
Yeah, well, it could come back in the Codex.
It could come back in the Codex.
But it's not there in the Index, because we already saw the enhancements.
Okay.
-1 on a Strangle is hard for me to want to take. Yeah, there's
only -1.
There's a lot of weapons that are going to be just AP1 right now, where it's... Yeah, maybe they'll be bad, or maybe we just have to adjust that a lot of things are going to be there now.
I personally think it's a big adjustment. 9th edition was just so lethal that they really want to tone it down so you're not just nuking everything you shoot in one go. So I think AP1 is going to be the new AP2 or 3 even. So again, I think it'll be a way just to figure out how it plays out. But yeah, okay.
Could the Hive Tyrant deep strike before?
Yes, he could.
Interesting.
The flying one could, and it's probably not as good because the flying one got to reroll charges if it deep struck. But,
oh, okay.
I don't have that anymore. It looks like this model is equipped with Monster Bone Sword, Lash Whip, Tyrant Talons. Interesting. So you can only choose one melee to fight with. If you can only choose one melee weapon to fight with...
So you can replace the Bone Sword Lash Whip with the Scything Talons. So, so you only ever get the Tyrant Talons with the extra attacks, never the Bone Sword with the extra attacks, it looks like.
Interesting. That's...
Or no,
Wait, this model's Lash and Bone Sword can be replaced with the Cannons or the Talons. Odd.
Yeah, you could get 9 Talon attacks, essentially, if you go...
That almost seems like a mistake, because I feel like the extra attack should be on the Tyrant Talons, because those are the ones on his feet. Those are the ones, unless they've changed it. Unless they have changed it so the monster Scything Talons are now what are on his feet, and the Tyrant Talons...
So the Tyrant Talons are the ones he's always equipped with. So those would have to be the feet.
Okay, yeah, no, that makes sense.
But they are the same profile, though. Just one less attack on the extra.
I guess. Huh. Yeah, okay, interesting. Anyway, Hive Tyrant, same thing, except he gets an extra toughness. And he's only 8-inch move, only. It's still really good.
Right.
We can see these are all the same. He's got the Lash with Bone Sword, same. He still has Will to Hive. Oh, but he has Onslaught. Okay, so even the Tyrant's Foot and otherwise have a different one.
Yeah, so they did the same thing with the Demon Princes that they teased.
Okay. Tyranid units within 6 inches, ranged weapons equipped, have the Assault ability.
Interesting. Does that apply to himself as well?
Oh. So you get an Assault... Yeah, it would apply to himself. Auras apply to yourself.
So you got Heavy Venom Cannon with Assault?
All of your...
It's like a halfway Stranglethorn... No, not Stranglethorn. Shard Gullet.
Shard Gullet. Yeah, part way there. I wonder... Gosh, I'll have to see all the other guns, because that could change a lot of things.
Yeah, Assault's a lot less common, too.
Any gun can be Assault now. This is all the same. Oh, wait. Wait a minute.
So the
Flyrant.
He's not a leader.
He's not a leader. What?
Oh,
he's a character, but he can't be led by. He can't have bodyguards of any sorts.
Huh.
Well, that's awkward for him. Interesting. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I kind of get it, but at the same time, I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, I mean, at toughness 9, they'll at least need to be putting anti-tank shots into him for the most part. But yeah, that leaves him a little more vulnerable.
Okay, so he can be equipped by Tyrant Guard. He's got the same thing, talons, that. But if you could only fight with one melee weapon, that's... Huh.
Yeah, so what's his war gear options?
So he can take this monster's hiding talents, monstrous.
Yeah, so he's automatically equipped with the 2 melee weapons. But there's no reason to do that.
No, there's no reason to give him scything talons. Well, no, I guess there's a reason to give him scything talons if you want that attack profile.
No. Oh, scything talons are extra attacks on still. That's right. Okay.
Oh no, so yeah, if you take both of them, then you will always get those attacks.
Yeah, so there is a purpose.
There is a reason to do it, which maybe that's not a bad idea if you don't want the shooting, but I feel like probably want the Venom Cannon. Because, I mean, you're already going to be Assault Beast with it. I don't know.
Let's see. As bad guards are the only ones in 6 aura from him. I mean... You'd have to be careful with positioning. If there's a gun you want close to him, you could manipulate it to make that happen. Yeah, and it doesn't say wholly within, so if you have a big unit, you can tow one model within the 6 inches and have the other ones be out away from him, and maybe that one won't get to shoot, but the rest of the unit can. So yeah, there's some play around with that one. And then someone said that if you take a foot and winged version, you'll only get 1 Will of the Hive Mind. Not sure if that's correct. I don't know. Yeah, I think that is the correct way to read that, because it's once per turn, 1 friendly Tyranids unit with this ability. Oh yeah. So we saw something similar with the Space Marine captains, I think. Right. So yeah, you having multiple of these, you'd still only get the 1 free strat per turn. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, that makes sense. Swarmlord, we saw him. He has not changed. He's still, I think he's pretty good. I do really like the inclusion of his Psychic Torrent. Yeah. It doesn't, it's chip damage, an extra 2 wounds he can pretty much do, or if he's against smaller stuff. His command abilities and stuff will be good. Malign Presence against the right opponent will be absolutely nasty. If it's an opponent that really likes to Overwatch or something. Yeah, especially CP is, I mean, we've seen a bunch of CP gaining abilities, but you're gaining 1 per turn, starting at 0. Starting at 0, so CP are a little more premium than they were in 9th, it seems like. Yeah, and he has a different ability. Yeah, they're different abilities, Domination, so... And then he also gains you just a straight 2nd CP. Yes, absolutely. So I think he's still going to be good. It'll be, just points is the big thing we don't know right now. He can have Tyrant Guard, good. Yep. Yep. Broodlord, alright. 8-inch move, yeah, toughness 5, 4 up save, 6 wounds, leadership 7, and only 1 for objective control. His talons, devastating wounds and twin linked. I like to see that. 5 attacks, 2, yep, so that's pretty standard for him. He's a leader, good. Scout, he's got the 8-inch scout. He has this, no, wait a minute. He is not a synapse creature anymore. Oh, yeah, that's right, because synapse is a keyword. Synapse is it's a faction word, and then it's a keyword. Right. So it'd have to be here for him to actually project. Okay. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't like that. It's fluffy because in the lore, they're not really synapse creatures. They are, but in a different way. Okay, well, he's leading a unit. They all have devastating wounds. I like that. Yeah, because he presumably goes with Genestealers. I would assume. So they have a reroll wounds ability on their data sheet. Devastating wounds are 6s to wound are mortals. Yep, critical wounds, but yeah. Yes, critical wounds are mortals. So if you're re-rolling all your wound rolls, potentially, that could be devastating. Yeah. Hypnotic Gaze, so the fight phase, gains range.
-1 to hit?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Pretty good.
I can't complain. It'll be interesting to see how the lack of synapse plays out. But we'll see. Yep, he follows Genestealers. Alright, so we saw him. I didn't really cover him on the channel at all in depth, but Prime talent, so there is no way you can upgrade, at least for now, the Wing Tyranid Prime. He is just stuck with his talons. 6 attacks, 2 up, weapon skill, strength 6, AP -1, 2 damage. He does move 12 inches.
Yeah.
He has toughness 5, 6 wounds. He seems fine.
Yeah, sustained hits 1. So one question that we haven't really had answered, and I've seen a lot of people asking, is if you have 2 instances of sustained hits 1.
Oh, do they stack?
Does it count as sustained hits 2, or is it just still sustained hits 1? Say that 5 times fast.
Yeah, it's a tough thing to say.
Yeah, so if that stacks with a faction ability, that could be pretty nice. If it doesn't, that gets a little awkward.
Oh, right, because we have the sustained hits 1 as a potential faction adaptive trait.
Right.
Yeah, that's a big one to clarify. If they do stack, that could be nasty. If they don't stack, it's something. But it's a way to get it if you don't take that trait then.
Right.
Death Blow, if this model is destroyed by a melee attack and is not fought, so he has that stratagem basically built into him. They had to do it from the trailer because he's getting stabbed and he rips the dude apart while he's getting stabbed. So I wonder if the regular Prime will have that or it's just a winged Prime thing.
Yeah, and then you can join Gargoyles.
Okay, that could be fun.
Yeah, which is interesting. Gets a little better use of his 12-inch move over the Warriors, which are, what, 6
probably?
Yeah.
Maybe 7.
So, I mean, it is extra maneuverability. He can hop from one side of the unit to other for...
Now, I know I saw some people saying like, oh, there's no new sculpts in these pictures here, or there's no sign of new models. GW did mention that when the Codex comes out, all these cards will be, if there's changes to them, will be updated.
Yeah.
So I presume if we get new Genestealer models, the card will be changed to show those.
Right.
I'm hoping for Shrikes, and hopefully Tyranid Shrikes will go right in there.
It would make sense, right? Because, you know, Warriors, it's a little awkward.
It is a lot.
You get some benefit from having fly and the extra movement, but not a lot.
Not really, yeah. So Gargoyles, that'll be fun to play around with them. I need to get a few more. We're going to get to them, but I'm really curious to see what they did about Warriors. I saw this last time. They are 2 separate data sheets now for ranged and melee variants. But, yeah, so Tervigon. Oh, yes, my baby. Stinger Salvo. Yep, that's the way it used to be. 8. Yeah, that is the way it was.
So T11 up top. So
T11.
Tough. Other than the Hierophant, which they did show off, that's the toughest Tyranid we've seen so far.
T11, nice. 2 up save, yes. 5 objective control, delicious. Still has 16 wounds. Didn't get a decrease in that at all.
Right.
8-inch move, yes. Massive Crushing Claws are 4 attacks at weapon skill 4 only, so they did bring back those. Oh, maybe it already had -1 to hit. I might have had that. Strength 12, AP -3, D6 +1 damage. Yeah, that's what I expect. The Talons, where I'm more interested in. 4 attacks at the strike, only strength 9, only AP -2, and a flat, well, not a flat, a random D6 damage.
They've been doing a lot more of those, it seems like.
They're bringing back D6 randomness a lot. I don't know how I feel about that, but okay. And then the sweep is...
I mean, it's decent.
It's good. We lost a lot of AP on her, and I think relative strength might have gone down a little bit, but not a ton.
Right. Yeah, strength 12 on the Crushing Claws is nice if that's needed. If
you want to take that one, yeah. She does have... Oh, wait. I just want to see one thing. Shadow in the Warp. Did he not even put out Shadow in the Warp? He didn't. Okay. So I just wanted to... Broodlord didn't spit out Shadow in the Warp either.
But the Tervigon does. That's interesting.
She's a Synapse creature. She's
always... is that the only...
Yeah.
Okay.
Synapse is typically what it follows.
That makes sense.
So spawn Termagants. Select one friendly Termagant unit within 6 inches. Can return D3 +3. With this ability more than once. So you can stack this with the Stratagem and get, on average, 10 Termagants back. Well, really 15 Termagants back in one phase.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so that's nice. Brood Progenitor. while Termagants are within 6-inch range. All ranged weapons have the lethal hits ability. Okay, it helps.
Yeah, again, a little awkward with the... Because that one definitely doesn't stack with itself. It's a little awkward. It overlaps with the detachment rule, but I mean, it allows you to double dip somewhat.
It does, yeah. You can mix and match, double dip, and this is just for right now. We'll have our codex so we can take other detachment rules and then gain lethal hits. But for now, I think this is the first time we've seen the damaged on a Tyranid.
Yeah.
Only 1 to 5 wounds remaining. Subtract 1 from the hit roll.
Yeah, that's been pretty standard. 1/3 wounds left, -1 to hit.
Okay, I like that. Don't slow people down. Big explosion of D6 mortals.
Is that a 6-inch range on Deadly Demise?
Oh, is it 6-inch range or is it?
I'm trying. It's the same for every single one, so it doesn't vary.
It's the same range, but the amount of damage varies.
Yeah, I think. So it's either 3 or 6 inches, I think.
Okay, but it's a bigger explosion.
Yeah.
There's no Termagant wall of flesh or anything.
Oh.
She is just stuck right out in the open as a sitting duck.
Interesting.
No infone. No, oh boy. This might be something you want to put that Feel No Pain enhancement on big time, because she can't regenerate and she can't protect herself besides hiding.
Yeah, it's always 6 inches for Deadly Demise. Thank you. Okay, that's what I thought. Thank you.
Always 6 inches, so it's D6 mortals at 6 inches. Oof. Okay.
Yeah, just that was always the worst part, is having to chew through the gaunts before you can even damage her. That's huge.
Okay. Because she doesn't have any lone operative.
Yeah, nothing.
Okay.
I wonder if any Tyranids get it then, because that's kind of the shoe-in where you think it would have.
I would have expected something there.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to old one has Feel No Pain built in.
Nice. And leader.
He's a leader. Good. You can follow Carnifexes and sneak it. Yes.
Just Carnifexes, not Screamer Killers. Okay. Weird.
What? I wonder, well, we'll have to see the Screamer Killer, if that's a tag Screamer Killer and then it has Carnifex, or if they're two separate, I don't know.
Well, for the Warriors, it specifically said, ranged bioweapons and melee bioweapons. It seems like it's taken the top line as the actual unit name, but we'll see.
We'll see. Oh, I thought that's getting me confused. I keep thinking that's saying it can give out synapse. It's an epic hero.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, well, yeah. So it's got its Feel No Pain built in. Yes. So movement 8. Yep. Toughness 9. Yeah. 2 up save. Good. 9 wounds. Yep. Okay. So he's pretty much stayed identical in terms of that, relatively speaking. He gained a sweep or strike. Ooh.
They've been doing that for a lot of epic heroes, it seems like, that didn't have one before. It's very nice.
So instead of swinging with the tail and the talons and the claws, you just get sweep and strike. I like that. That does simplify things. It was a little tedious to roll those extra hits where they didn't often do anything.
And his strike is, I think, the best melee profile.
Yep.
By far.
It hits on 3. Okay, so that's one thing that he did get toned down there. It was pretty easy to get him to hit on 2s because he could give himself +1 to hit. Oh, well, you can reroll hit rolls. So 6 attacks at strength 14, AP -3, D6 +1 damage. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good. And sweep, 12 attacks at strength 6, AP -1, 1 damage is fine.
Yeah.
If it's a case where you need 12 attacks, 1 damage is going to be enough for you probably.
Right. And he did lose the -1 damage rule, as we've seen off of other Carnifexes and Dreadnoughts and things.
They got rid of that. Okay, so maybe that's part of the whole D6 thing coming back around. Maybe. I don't know. Alpha Leader, so yeah, when he's leading a unit, each time a model in that unit makes an attack, you can reroll hit roll, so that would include him. That's good.
Right.
Hitting on 3s, rerolling, I guess I'll take that over 2s and not rerolling. Helps with some of the bad luck. Unstoppable Monster. Start each command phase. This model gains D3 wounds, so he kept that in there too. Sweet. All right, I'm happy with. I think Old One Eye is one of the ones I'm most happy with so far.
Yeah, his rules look good, as long as they don't point him into oblivion.
That, they've done that. They've done that to him.
Oh.
Wait.
What's up?
We're missing characters. Where is our other Tyranid Prime? And where is our Neurothrope?
What was the next one after the Old One Eye?
Regular Warriors.
Hey, maybe they're just not in order for some reason? That's weird.
Tyranid Primes, non-winged Tyranid Primes are now just part of the unit.
Interesting.
What? This changes things.
That makes sense with the way they sell the box, I guess.
It does. I don't know.
Was that a required having a prime in the unit?
Composition: 1 prime, 2 to 5 warriors.
That's actually going to mess a lot of people up, because who probably has more than one of those?
Now here's the thing: I don't see a profile for the prime.
So we've seen this with a lot of other things, in that they just have the same profile as the unit.
So then I guess it doesn't really matter if you have a prime specific model. You just have to denote one.
Yeah, because some of them will have different war gear options, but it doesn't look like that's the case here.
Interesting. All right. Well, so they are toughness 5, 4 up save, 3 wounds. Yep. Objective control 2, leadership 7. They are not battle line.
So yeah, this was one of the things I kind of got spoiled on. So Games Workshop updated their website.
Yes.
So that you could sort by tags. None of the Tyranid stuff showed up as having battle line on that website.
Well, we'll have to double check in all of these.
There were things that were wrong.
Okay.
But that was something that stood out.
Oh, we got a $5 super chat from Ryan G. Thank you, Ryan.
Yep, thank you, Ryan.
Where's the -1? Yeah, -1 damage.
I play Death Guard. I'm right there with you. They took it away from everyone, it seems like.
Maybe it'll keep coming up. Toopy says on Tyrannofex. Oh, spoilers. So interesting. We'll have to see.
Okay.
Tyranid Warriors with ranged bioweapons. So they have bio melee weapons. Interesting, and ranged weapons. Oh.
Right, so I believe the split's going to be, they'll always have the little claws.
Well,
but the second weapon will be either melee or ranged.
Must be. So, yeah. So they will... They start with Devours, and they can go with Death Spitter. 1 of 3 can take that. For everyone can take that. Okay, so yeah, they must have a melee weapon. So the melee weapon must be the Talons or the Claws or whatever you just say is your bio melee weapon. It's basically an old school Scything Talon. 5 attacks though is still nice. Weapon skill 3, strength 5, AP -1 damage. Not stellar, but not nothing.
Yeah, I mean that's we've seen a lot of melee profiles get toned way down, so that's not too bad.
And then for shooting, Barb Strangler, yes, Death Spitter. Oh, we hit on 4s now. Oh,
across the board.
That came back. That was the way it used to be, and now they put the 3s, and now we're back to 4s.
Okay.
Following
a couple other armies they've done that with so far this edition.
Honestly, it makes sense. I would be curious to see the point changes. Hopefully they're not as ridiculously expensive as they were at the end of 9th edition. Do boys even have feelings?
When there's no Neurothrope in HQ. Yeah, that does seem like that must be the case, that he just is the leader of a group of Zoanthropes.
He must be. Okay, I was wondering how it was going to be with... Wait a minute. Where's our Neurotyrant? So...
Oh, yeah, that's weird.
They left the Neurotyrant out of here? So we have to go to a different...
Yeah, I wonder if since they did the Leviathan release separately, they just decided not to put them in this document.
Weird. Okay, we'll go back to those, depending on how long this takes. Okay, so Death Spitter seems fine. Devour. Spine Fist could be interesting. Assault Pistol Twin Linked. That's only 2 shots, though. Venom Cannons. Honestly, the way... take your Death Spitters and a Venom Cannon seems pretty solid to me.
Yeah. Although, Barbed Strangler's
not
not bad.
It's not horrible.
That's, again, new blast. If you're targeting a big squad of stuff with that, that's, you know, plus 3 or 4 attacks potentially.
It's true. Yeah. Adaptive Predators. This unit is eligible to shoot and declare a charge in turn. Oh,
nice.
Wow. That is cool. I'll take that one though. Interesting. So, okay. And then we have, I'm assuming, warriors with melee weapons.
Yep.
What the?
Oh, somebody's saying the order's messed up. Neurotyrant's down lower.
Oh.
Okay, so all the new stuff is going to be way at the bottom.
Thanks, What's Donut.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, and yeah, no adrenal glands anymore, no toxin sacs. All that kind of optional stuff is gone from everybody.
You think they're going to bring it back in the Codex? Or?
Maybe. It's hard to say, because they've kind of hinted that the new Codex is just going to be more detachments.
More detachments and extra enhancements and things like that.
But yeah, it's... Every faction had some kind of thing like that, you know, upgrades you could generally hand out, and they all seem to be gone. So, a little unfortunate.
I thought it was a little... I mean, I'll miss those. I'll miss the good old days of those, but interesting. So... Tyranid Warriors with melee bioweapons just have pure weapon. All of your warriors who have. Interesting.
I'm not surprised they've been doing a whole lot of that.
Weird. So if you just have some variation of melee weapon on your dude, 4 weapons, you get 6 attacks.
It's a little weird. They had a Lash Whip option, didn't they?
There is a Lash Whip, technically, yeah.
I feel like that one could have stayed separate, maybe.
That could have been something. Weapon skill 3 up. Strength 5, AP minus 2, damage 1. Oh, damage 1 only? Ooh. So...
How many points were these guys in 9th?
At the end of 9th or the beginning of 9th?
Good question. How about at the end?
35 or something like that?
Okay. So I could see them coming down
hopefully
quite a bunch to kind of match where they were supposed to be.
I hope so. So... Strength 5, AP minus 1, damage 1, 5 attacks.
So you gain an attack and an AP. Gaining the AP is pretty nice.
An attack and an AP for losing out on shooting. Ooh.
I mean, they are different units. So they could have different points cost too.
They could have different points cost. That's true.
And the ability.
Adrenalized Onslaught. You can select one of the following abilities. Add 1 to hit roll. Reroll a saving throw of 1.
Reroll hit roll 1.
Oh, reroll hit rolls of 1.
Yeah.
And each time a saving throw is made for a model in this unit,
Oh, actually, yeah, that's a good point. It's twin linked.
It is twin linked. Oh, so you reroll wound rolls.
Yeah, so that's built in. The Lash Whip is built in, basically.
Oh, yeah. That's okay. So, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. So far, I mean, reroll saving throw of 1. Yes, you're going to get more saves throughout this edition, it seems like, but those saves are going to be likely 5s and 6s. So rerolling 1s on 5s and 6s.
There's a lot of AP 0 now.
That's true.
Who knows if people take it, but it is there.
It's there. So I wonder...
And you can get cover a lot easier. So it's not awful, but
not in melee.
Not in melee, right.
Because it's only it's only started with 5. So far, my gut is to stick with these dudes. But we'll have to see how it points. These guys could be cheaper or something. But still not horrible point cost. We'll have to see. And yeah, your prime is he's just there. Interesting. Well, I have 2 primes, I guess. So there. Termagant. Yep, so they fixed Termagant. He's battle line.
Okay, it makes so much sense for him to be battle line. It was weird it wasn't there before.
Devourers, you could make those assault with the Tyrant.
Yeah.
But we've seen their profile. That's the first profile we saw. They're straightforward. I do really like this.
Skulking Horrors is a cool ability.
Skulking Horrors. It could be pretty good. Get you on and around objectives if need be. Oh, I thought I had heard something. Yes, they limit them to units of 20.
Yeah, which is a good thing they're battle line, because if they weren't, then you'd only be able to take 60.
Oh, now we can take
120.
120 of them.
Yeah.
Still a lot less.
Yes. Although you're going to be rezzing a lot, so it'll be less on the table, but
and hopefully
over the course of a game,
more coming back.
Potentially, yeah.
Okay. Only 20 of them in a unit. We'll have to see. I will miss my 30-man boss. So what am I going to do with? I'm going to have 140. I'm going to have too many Termagants. If I have 140 of them. Well. So that's why if you buy 2 Leviathan boxes, you have 2 units of 20. That's all you need, probably. Yeah. Interesting. Spine Fist and melee with lethal hits from a Tervigon sound. Oh, it's not a bad idea. Yeah. You're already thinking more than I am right now. Yeah, Assault Pistol, Twin Link, lethal hits. It's an option. Yeah, you'll need lethal hits with only strength 3. Yeah. But it is 2 attacks. Okay.
So yeah, I mean, they should be cheap. They've got a good ability. I think they're in a good spot to be.
Yes! Like, Hormagaunts. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I do agree. I think Hormagaunts should be in a decent spot. 10-inch move, toughness 5, or toughness 3, 5-up save. Okay. They can advance and charge.
Built in?
Built in, advance and charge.
Very cool. Their melee's a bit... It lost an AP? Or?
Nope, that's the same thing.
Okay, so it's exactly the same melee?
Yep.
That is...
Exact same profile.
That's actually very scary then.
Strength 3, AP minus 1 damage. Now, we have no way to get, poison 4+ or any of that stuff like we did in the old codex, which what made them scary.
Not in the index anyway.
In the index, but I don't mind that. I really like that. I'm glad I have 45 new Hormagaunts. Yep, 20 of them. So nothing can join Hormagaunts, at least from what we've seen so far.
Probably not. I was thinking maybe the Tyranid Prime would be able to, but he's not his own thing anymore.
The winged Prime in a unit of Hormagaunts would be wicked, because he could keep up with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool. Endless Multitudes. Yeah, these guys, I can envision. I'm already envisioning right now two big bricks of 20 Hormagaunts with the Neurotyrant giving out those little synapse relays to them.
Oh yeah.
So they can run up the board, advance and charge, and they count as being in synapse the whole time.
Right.
Then you can use all the strats on them. I'm liking that so far.
Yeah, and it's obviously not in the index, but they have basically confirmed that one of the detachments for Tyranids will be a swarm-based detachment.
They said swarm-based, stealth-based, and monster-based are going to be the detachments coming for Tyranids. So, and then this one.
Yep.
So that could be fun. Gargoyles. All right, 12-inch move. Yep, that looks all the same. Blinding Venom is now an actual melee attack, which doesn't do anything. Oh, it doesn't do anything different. He always used to have a special ability. Now it's nothing. Gun's the same. You can take these in 20s as well. Yep, 20s as well. This almost confirms that Hormagaunts are getting... Well, maybe Gargoyles will get a new kit. Because right now you buy Gargoyles in units of 12. So...
Weird.
I shouldn't say it almost confirms it, but...
Yeah, we know there are a bunch more models that should be coming.
I was thinking Gargoyles are going to get left out, but maybe not. Wing Swarm. After using a shot, gain range, but I mean unit, it can make a normal move up to 6 inches.
Fire and Fade.
Oh,
nice.
Okay. I like that.
It's pretty good mobility rules on...
Can't charge. Okay, well,
yeah,
that's fine. And Deep Strike. So you could Deep Strike in, shoot, and then move.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, you can.
So you could Deep Strike, shoot, and then move up onto an objective. And you could bring a Winged Prime with so he could help fight off.
Did the Winged Prime have Deep Strike as well?
I would assume...
Seems like all the Wing stuff has had it.
Yes.
Yeah, alright.
Oh boy, do I need more Gargoyles.
Yeah, that's a cool...
I've only got 20. And 10 of them are really ugly looking, so I'll have to get some more.
Psychophage plus Tervigon plus Spinegaunts. Big Nid party. I don't remember what the Psychophage did.
I don't know why he falls into that category. We'll have to see.
He gives off a Feel No Pain, I think. The Psychophage.
He has Feel No Pain.
I thought he gave one off also.
Maybe.
We'll get to it.
We'll have to double check. Toxicrene, he's T11. So
nice.
They kept him as a big, thick boy. 14 wounds. He lost 1 wound. 8-inch move. Objective control 4. Massive toxic lashes.
Anti-infantry 2+ on a 2d6 weapon. That's...
I mean, he did used to have poison 2+. So
okay.
For only against infantry, or I should say non-vehicle things. So
okay, so that's actually a bit worse then.
Yes.
Because infantry is only infantry. There's also beasts and mounted. And swarm. Mounted is a thing. It's replacing bikes and cavalry.
Oh, I didn't know that one. Oh, well, we don't have any mounted in Tyranids. We are just the mount. So hitting on 3s, strength 6, AP -1. That's a really solid anti-marine profile.
Yeah.
Full randomness scares me.
Yeah. The 2d6, you could get 2 attacks, you could get 12.
It's going to be a very common use of a CP reroll. But he did gain 6 attacks at range. You still need to be 6 attacks, I think.
Melee, you mean?
Oh!
Yeah, that's his range profile. I got it backwards. There. Yep.
Okay, never mind. I'm okay with it now. I thought, yes, that's normal. Yep, okay. Cool. Very cool. Excluding Titanic with engagement range of 1 or more units. Ability, fallback on a 3+, it must remain stationary, so it still prevents fallback.
Yeah.
Got a little bit worse. Now it works on everything, but it's only on a 3+ instead of a 2+ on infantry, I think. Well, it doesn't work on Titanic, but interesting.
And hypertoxic miasma. At the end of your movement phase, roll 1d6 for each enemy unit within 6 inches. On a 2 to a 3, they take a mortal wound. On a 4 or 5, d3 mortal wounds, and on a 6, d6 mortal wounds. As an aura, that's kind of nasty.
He had that, but it was only engagement range, so it's a bit stronger now.
Yeah, 6 inches. That's
a big bubble there.
I suppose you measure that from the base. I was gonna say he's got the big tentacly things.
You don't measure from the tentacles.
That would be crazy.
Bonkers. One thing. So Titanic units and towering units, from as far as we know, are 2 different things, right?
Oh, yes.
I think they are.
They are, because I think they pretty much overlap.
I think for the most part they do, but there's a case where he might be able to tie up some towering units if they don't actually have the Titanic keyword.
And there's some big things that are not Titanic or towering.
Yeah.
Like, Demon Primarchs are not.
Well, I don't know if I want to put him up against Demon Primarch, but yeah.
Maybe not, but
interesting. Yeah, he's pretty straightforward. Tyrant Guard. They lost the save. 6-inch move.
Oh, yeah, they went to a 3-up.
Toughness 8 though is I mean, that's kind of the old T6 in a way.
Yeah. So it applied to the Gargoyles before, but that's kind of the one thing that NIDs have going that I kind of don't like with the leader role, is you use the toughness of the bodyguard unit.
The majority, yeah.
So when they have like precision shots or something, you still use the bodyguard toughness. I mean, T8 is still enough where that's probably not going to matter for most of the precision weapons we've seen. But for the little things like Gaunt's part of the unit.
Yeah.
So
that's a good point. DTM says you probably can't move Gargoyles on a turn deep strike. Well, we haven't seen anything that says you can't.
Yeah, so they would deep strike, sit there, and then in their shooting phase they have that ability to move. So that since it's part of the shooting phase, I don't think there should be a reason they couldn't.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. So we have Bone Cleaver, Lash Whip, and Rending Claws, Twin Linked, Crushing Claws and Rending Claws, and Scything Talons and Rending Claws.
Interesting. So they kept all their weapon options?
They kept all their weapon options.
Okay. So they got, that's basically a Power Fist profile on the Crushing Claws.
I wonder if they're going to have significant points attached to these, because
they must.
I mean, well, I don't know. Maybe not. 5 attacks at this profile versus 3 each on those. Maybe not.
Yeah, I guess.
Maybe they balance those pretty well, actually.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. Guardian Organism, while character model is leading this unit, that character has 5-up Feel No Pain ability.
Wait, is it only the character, though? They don't get the Feel No Pain? So does that only come up with precision weapons, then?
Must be, yeah.
Okay.
They have 5-up to ignore...
Okay, so I guess that kind of addresses my concern. Yeah.
For the character only.
Oh, and I guess if the Tyrants have abilities to hurt themselves, they can ignore that too.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. I guess, yeah. No, not really any complaints. They're losing one on the save does hurt a bit. Not being toughness or 2-up armor save kind of sucks, but it's not the end of the world. Oh, here he is. Neurotyrant. So he has Psychic Scream, which is just another big flamer, AP -1/2 damage. That's a Psychic Flamer.
Yep.
Now this I saw and I'm a little bummed about. I know he's a psychic thing, but I remember in like the article they said, don't worry, the Neurotyrant can defend itself. I'm like, 6 attacks at strength 5 AP 0 1 damage. He's not really defending himself against much. With only a 4-up, well, he's got a 4-up invuln, so a 4-up save no matter what.
Toughness 8, which is lower than the other two.
Not great in my opinion so far. The Node Lash, while small is leading unit, add 1 to the hit roll. If the target's battle shock, add 1 to the wound roll. That's fine. That's good. That is good. Now, if I remember right, yes. So Tyrant Guard can move him around. So you could stick him with a unit of 6 Tyrant Guard instead of the little Neurogaunts, and then these guys can get +1 to hit and wound, potentially the wound, which would mean give them to the Crushing Claws, and now they're back to hitting on 3s.
Yeah, or give them to the one with Twin Linked, and you're wounding a lot of things on like 2s and 3s.
Yes, that's not a bad combo there either.
That one requires battle shocking, of course.
Yep. And then speaking of battle shock, we have their Psychic Terror. So 1 or more Neurotyrants on the battlefield, unleash Shadow in the Warp, subtract 1 from battle shock test for each enemy unit on the battlefield. Okay, cool. Synaptic Relay. So this is a thing I think could be good, and one of the main reasons you might want to take this is in your command phase, select up to 2 friendly Tyranid units within 12 inches of this model's unit. The model's unit. So if you have those Neurogaunts spread out, then they can go out through them. Until start next command phase, they always count as being in Synapse range. So if you're going to be aggressive with Hormagaunts or Carnifexes or something, that could be very good, because a lot of the strats are Synapse based.
Yeah, it helps with strat. It doesn't help with battle shock too much. So it'll help with battle shock the turn you use it potentially, but it'll fade, if they run off on their own for the next turn.
Right. Yes, for the next turn, definitely. Yeah, wish these little dudes had a profile.
So it's funny if you look at the Leviathan box opening videos.
Yeah.
The instruction kits they come with, they have a separate profile.
Ah.
Like, the profiles are entirely different for all of the models, and the little dudes were actually
something there.
Something.
They must have made these boxes way in advance.
Yeah.
So where they're like, we should change that last minute thing. Maybe it was. They used to be a little like bodyguard rules, and now they switched it to this relay. I'm not high on him, but I think if his points are low enough, he's going to be something that you're going to want to take.
Yeah, he's a decent utility piece. His Psychic Scream's actually pretty good.
It can be pretty good.
Yeah.
It can be pretty good.
A 2d6, 2 damage flamer is nothing to scoff at.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. We are into the Lictor. Okay. He has precision. Sweet. Like to see that. Still has his attack. He lost an AP, but losing 1 AP in this edition is not that big of a deal, and still at 2. He does have the lone operative keyword. He does have stealth. He does have infiltrator, and he does have fight first.
That is an impressive set of abilities.
That's very good to have.
So yeah, just to cover it, because that's a lot. Fights first is better in 10th edition.
Much better in 10th edition, yeah.
Because if your opponent charges you, but your unit has fights first, you actually get to activate before them. So your Lictor will get to defend itself before it takes any damage. Infiltrators, you get to set up in the middle of the board. Very nice.
Yep.
Lone operative all the time just means he cannot be shot outside of 12 inches by ranged weapons. And then stealth, if you are able to shoot at him, it's -1 to hit. Always.
Always, yeah.
That's very, very nice.
Very nice there. he did lose 2 inches of movement. He was a 10, now he's an 8. But with the Infiltrator, he can start up in the middle of the board, and if your opponent tries to get too scary, then he can just go after the characters.
Yeah.
Immediately. So okay, and then Fear Tendrils. Nice, that is just an automatic thing. Sweet. And
right.
then Pheromone Trail, once per battle round, you can target one model with this ability with the Rapid Ingress Stratagem. Okay, so you could... Okay, that's fine.
Interesting.
I don't mind that.
I thought... Rapid Ingress must be worded slightly differently than I thought. I thought you had to have Deep Strike to use that. Maybe it's just maybe you can do it from normal reserves too. That must be the case.
Oh yeah, I thought you did have to Deep Strike for Rapid Ingress. We got T. Rubin. What do you think of the near complete removal of 90% of army rooms, stuff like synapse abilities? You know, it does hurt a little bit to see all that fluff going away. We'll see again what happens with the codexes once we actually see a codex in our hands.
Yeah, I think when the codexes do come out, it'll feel not quite as bad, because the way 9th edition codexes are structured, you have, you know, a list of like 8 or 10 warlord traits and relics plus like 1 per detachment, versus this is structured 4 enhancements per detachment. So we don't know how many detachments we're getting, but that could add up to a similar amount.
More. Yeah, it's tough to judge it this soon. I do think it'll still be good. Yes, it's probably a little bit less rules than a lot of people want. But if you are newer to the game or someone who wants to pick up, like me, I want to play multiple armies, this is so much easier to play multiple armies instead of having to study like I'm studying for a college exam just to play a second army.
Right.
So it has its pros and cons. Personally, I'm in favor of dumbing down the armies a little bit just so I can have fun playing other armies without giving myself a migraine.
Yeah. But, so yeah, and again, my hope is that when the codexes come out, you'll get a little more of that depth back.
Right. Yeah. Definitely there. All right. So Lictor, I think honestly Lictor might be one of my favorites so far.
Yeah.
I love that. I'm glad I have 3, 4, 3. Hopefully, I'll take them all.
Yeah, because he'd be right below this if he's still there, but I believe we heard that, oh, Deathleaper is here.
We thought
he was going away.
I thought he was going away. So
keep in mind monsters can shoot in melee now. Yes, that is very true. Being able to shoot in melee is a very, very nice benefit.
Definitely. So, how many wounds do the Lictors have? Are they still 4? Oh, they're 6. Okay, good. So they kept their 6. He's at 7 still. Same abilities, but he has a different Fear of the Unseen. Oh, he doesn't keep, though. You can't use the Rapid Ingress on him. He doesn't have Pheromone Trail. That's unfortunate. But while I'm using 6 inches model, worsen the leadership characteristic of the model's unit by 1. In addition, in the Battle Shock step of your opponent's command phase, if such M unit is below starting strength, must take a Battle Shock test. Okay. Right. So, but the -1 can stack with the Neurotyrant.
Yeah, so the Neurotyrant one is specifically for Shadow and the Warp activation. It's not generic Battle Shock tests.
Oh, well, but this
is generic.
With that.
Yeah, so anything close to him would stack on that turn.
-2. Now you're getting really scary with -2 Battle Shock.
Yeah, I mean, Space Marines then need an 8+. That's less than half the time.
Yeah. And
anything that's not a Space Marine.
Get him near the right unit. That can cause problems. He still has precision. Still great. Yeah, I like the Deathleaper too. I wish he had the Pheromone Trail ability in addition, but...
I mean, with Infiltrator and all the other abilities, I don't think it's
not the end of the world.
It's not too bad. So
he's an epic hero, but he can't be your warlord. Okay, I mean, yep. Maleceptor. Okay. 8-inch move, fine. Toughness 11. Good. 14 wounds, 3-up save. He still has his 4-up invuln save. He counts as 4 models. Oh boy, he's very different. So Psychic Overload, 18-inch range, Blast, D6 plus 3 shots, Ballistic Skill 3, Strength 10, AP -2, Damage 3.
That is a very effective Terminator killing gun. Holy crap.
Damage 3 on that. Now they're not mortals. So they will get saves and everything, but...
I mean, that's 2 dead Terminators.
Yeah. Yeah, on average, that's 2 to... I mean, so Blast is at 5 or more models to get an extra wound?
For every 5.
For every 5. So you're looking at a unit of 5 Terminators, a minimum of 5 shots with that. Wow. And then, I mean, more than likely, you're getting 6 or 7 shots. Or 8 on a 5-man unit. And then, wow, yeah, that's good.
That is one of the scariest guns I've seen, honestly. Like, it's not a tank killer per se, although Strength 10's not bad either.
Strength 10 is enough to wound or do damage to most medium tanks.
Yeah.
The heaviest of stuff, no, but it can still try.
All right.
Melee profile, he's pretty similar to the Tervigon.
Yep.
Except I think his sweep is 1 AP less.
I think he's got less attacks, too.
He does have a few less attacks. Yeah, I mean, but still, D6 plus 1 damage, that's a buff for him in terms of his strike.
Yeah.
Loses an AP and gains more damage potential. I'm happy with that. And then Instant Falcon Diffusion is an aura. So it's always going off. 6 inches while an enemy unit is within 6 inches of the model. Each time a model in that unit makes an attack, subtract 1 from the hit roll.
If they're below half strength, subtract 1 from the wound. Wow.
I am going to send this thing at Terminators.
Yeah.
All day and night.
Absolutely.
This is because you can now stack -1 to hit on top of a Terminator Power Fist because it's just a 4+ weapon skill. It's not -1 to hit.
I believe Terminator Power Fists are actually just a 3 to hit. now.
Exactly. So, wait, they are 3 to hit now.
Yeah. I mean, you can still stack it.
You can still stack it, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a 4. So you have him 4s, and if he can kill, 1 or 2 in shooting, and then 1 in the charge, they're not going to really hurt this thing in the back.
Actually, I want to say the Terminators might have an ability to ignore negatives.
Well, that's unfortunate. Of course they do.
What's Infiltrator do? Infiltrator is the ability to start the game in the middle of the board.
Yes. Yeah, you can't use Blast in melee. That's unfortunate.
Kit? I assume that's the thing. I just can't remember if I've checked.
I haven't looked at the rule. Woodstone's not so happy about the Maleceptor.
Although, that's not quite true. Because you can fire if you're in engagement range, you can fire outside of engagement range. So
yes.
he potentially couldn't fire it at the unit that's engaged with him, but he could fire it at something else.
At a different unit.
At a -1 to hit.
-1 to hit. But yeah. Stay tuned for how to play the shooting phase or whatever. Or no, is that the movement phase? Whenever we covered that. I don't remember. One of the videos is out tomorrow. I still think he's pretty good. Points will determine, but I think he's not the absolute nuke that he was now.
Yeah, I mean, the mortal wounds being gone is a relief for me because I have to face these things. But
you couldn't have expected him to stay around in his capacity of I'm just going to do 9 mortal wounds to the closest enemy target on average.
Right.
So we expected that to be gone,
but still very
very good. Yep, nothing there. Pyrovores. I love these little guys. Toughness 6. Yeah, that's better.
What were they before?
They were T5. So
okay, a lot of the T5 stuff went up, not all of it, but
right. Wait, Terminators are T5 though.
Yeah, because Terminators went from T4 to 5. My Terminators went from 5 to 6.
Okay, interesting. Okay, yeah, that's true.
D6, yeah, D6 plus 1 is not a great profile. D3 plus 3 is definitely better. Seems like they're putting a lot of D6 plus 1 weapons out on various things.
Very common.
Not a huge fan, but is what it is.
They're trying to tone down the lethality. Yeah. Flame Spirit. So, Twinling Torrent ignores cover. I guess he doesn't have his 2 damage variant. And his AP got severely neutered. There's no AP on his melee attacks anymore.
Remind me, did he have a longer range option?
He did. He had an 18-inch range variant. So, that's not great. So he lost his damage 2 variant, and his damage 1 variant went from 18 inches to 12 inches. So he took a decent hit in that, and he lost a wound. He took a decent hit. Unfortunate. Burning spray in your shooting phase after the unit has shot Select one enemy unit hit by one or more attacks. So okay, so we can turn off cover. That's not bad to have if they're cheap enough to just put 1 or 2 in your army as individual units. And
Gotta get it pretty close though. You gotta be a lot more aggressive with these.
Oh, it's not an assault weapon anymore.
Yeah.
Interesting. Interesting. Can you still take them? Yeah, squads of 1 to 3. Okay, so Pyrovores saw a big nerf in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of any of those profiles.
And he got significant. Now watch what'll happen is they're gonna take this profile and they're gonna turn it up when they come out with a plastic version of it. They'll say, okay, now you can have your assault back, or you can have your AP3 back, or something like that. Harsvex. His grasping tongue is still precision. That's hilarious. So move 8, toughness 11, 14 wounds, 3 up save, leadership 8, 4 for objective control. Grasping tongue actually is stronger. I think it was D3 plus 1 damage before. Now it's D6 plus 1.
Okay.
On a tongue. It hits on 3s. Might have always done that. I don't remember. Ravenous Maw is now 14 attacks. So, in a way, his Ravenous Maw got a buff because it gained 2 attacks.
Okay.
But the AP stayed exactly the same, and the damage stayed the same. So, in the scale of everything getting worse AP, he gained 2 attacks and it stays the same.
Yeah.
And he doesn't get bracketed until he gets to 5 wounds. He got a bit of a buff there.
And he's got extra attacks, it looks like.
The Shoveling Claws are always automatic extra attacks. Wow.
For its strength 14, AP2.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
TriStar. Bro. Bro.
Thank you, TriStar.
Oh my god, thank you. Okay, I have to ask you. Well, first, thank you. But do you have the smiley emoji with the bro thing as like a hotkey, a macro or something in your computer? I'm curious because wow, thank you. Thank you. You have any question or just bro? I don't know. But thank you. Yes. Wow. Wow, thank you. I think I do like this. I do really like the Harsvex here.
Yeah, I'm glad to see him get a bit of a glow up. I'm hoping the points are worth it because he was a really cool model and you never got to use him that much. Yeah,
really. Yeah, I wish I got to use him more. But he is that's a tasty profile, I think. Grizzly Spectacle. Each time small selected fight after resolving attacks, if one or more enemy units were destroyed by those attacks, each enemy unit within 6 inches must take a battle shock test. Okay, cool.
I love that rule. That is so funny.
But it is enemy units, so it's not models. He has to finish off a unit. Yeah, that is... Yeah. Man, Tyrannid's going to be pumping out battle shock tests like crazy.
Yeah, Harspex also 11 toughness. Yeah,
that's a good one.
A lot of these have been 11 toughness. It's that's pretty good.
That is pretty good.
Las cannons and stuff will still be wounding on 3s, but that's more than a normal tank. A lot of the normal tanks have been T10.
Yeah, 9 and 10. Yeah, so he's on the higher scale there. Now you could pair this guy with what's his name? The Deathleaper. Get that -1 in there. I wonder if Rippers still have... Do they still have that -1 they give out?
No, they were...
they got something else.
They decrease OBSEC of stuff that they're close to.
Right. I like the Harsvex. I'm happy to see him get a nice change there.
I like those rules.
Zoanthropes. Okay. Anti-infantry 2+. That's good. Yeah. So 6-inch move, 5, toughness 5, 4 up save, 3 wounds. Yeah.
8+ leadership. Has that been...
That's been pretty common.
I thought it was 7 for most of them.
No.
I just wasn't looking. Okay.
8's been pretty common. Some of the synapse creatures are more 7s, but these are never synapse. So they still fly. 5 attacks, still on 3s. Anti-infantry 2+ technically is a bit of a nerf because it was poison 2+ against non-vehicle units.
Right.
So it's a little bit of a nerf there. But still... Oh, they have stealth. Yeah. They themselves have stealth. So then what does friendly Tyranid units is within 6 inches each time range attack, they get
In addition, while a Tyranid unit is within 6 inches, they have stealth.
Oh, okay.
So it's
excluding monsters now.
Okay.
Okay.
They didn't get benefit of cover before, so that's
no. They didn't give benefit
that's
cover.
a buff,
and that's something that can stack up, right?
No.
No.
You can only have one benefit cover. You can only have +1 to your save.
Right. That's something that they changed that can't stack. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. +1 to save is good and stealth. So these guys are still going to be a unit you want to plop into your hordes. Sticking with your Hormagaunts and your Termagants.
Yeah.
And your Termagant, they're going to actually be kind of annoying to dig away because now they've got your Termagants with the Tervigon are going to have a 4-up save and they'll be -1 to hit.
Yeah, and the -1 to hit is only at ranged. That is an important distinction.
Yes, it is only at ranged. That is the same, I think. But they no longer give up mortals or fight last of or anything like that. So, yeah, 3-6 Zoanthropes.
Solid?
Solid. Von Ryan's Leapers.
Basically mini Lictors. We've seen these.
I do really like these things. 6 attacks is nice. Move 10, good. Toughness 5, 4-up save, 3. Fights first, infiltrator, stealth. One of my members I was talking to, we're talking about these, and he's buying 4 halves of Leviathan. And I said, why do you need that? And he said, 12 Von Ryan Reapers. And honestly, 2 units of 6 of these, depending on their points, being up in the front line,
right,
is going to be would be scary. So we're gonna have 2 halves of Leviathan. So
and they have the heroic intervention thing built in as well.
Pouncing Leap.
Yes. You can do it even if you've already used that stratagem. So yeah, if you have 2 big units, they could both do it.
You can both do it. So I'm liking these. I have to, again, there's so much information here. I have to process what...
I mean, I'll just say, I think pretty much anything with Fights First in 10th edition is going to be a very good unit.
It is very... Yeah, especially because if you do infiltrate them and you put them in a way where they can't be shot but they could be charged, well, you don't really care if they charge you because you will get to go before them.
Right.
And stealth built in. I gotta see if there's a way to buff these guys melee in any way, but I don't think there's much.
I mean, there's the lethal hits versus
right, infantry.
No, that one's vehicles, monsters, or something, and then the exploding 6s is infantry.
Yes, that's right. So exploding 6s on 6 attacks apiece basically means these guys are going to get on average 5 hits apiece.
Yeah,
15 or a squad of 6 of these, 30 attacks going through. It's pretty good. So I think out of all of the launch box units, Von Ryan Leapers are the one of them I'm pretty high up on how they will perform. We'll see, but I'm pretty high up on them. These guys, not so much.
I am so bummed that the node beast is just
he's just a gaunt. He's just a big dude. I was really bummed to see that he didn't do anything.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, they got to be like a 4-point model or something.
They have to be.
Otherwise, you don't want these.
If these things aren't the cheapest model or tied for the cheapest model in 40K, I will be pretty bummed because they do jack.
Yeah.
Now, giving up synapse, again, if they are 4 points apiece and you take a 20-man block of these, then you can really spread your synapse chain out.
Right.
And then your opponent is like, well, do I really want to waste shots on these things?
Because that's really the only way I see these being playable is if you absolutely need to flood your board in synapse, and these are just the cheapest way to do it.
Now, Endless Multitude, that being there, you can get 5 of these back a turn, so...
That's a CP, though?
There's 1 CP.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, I don't know how much you want to be doing that with these guys.
That's true. It'll be interesting to see.
Maybe it's actually worth taking them as a bodyguard for a Neurotyrant. I suppose there's that utility
That's my only thing is that you can... Oh, no. Because they are part of the Neurotyrant's unit...
They give off synapse.
That 12-inch bubble for giving out the little nodes is spread from them.
Yeah.
So you can really put that almost on any unit if you play these guys right. And they're probably... Which is why I think the biggest thing that made me disappointed is that in the trailer, these were the things charging headlong at the enemy. So I think, they're going to be like mini battering rams. And they do the exact these are the guys who just hide in your backfield all game long.
The trailer was mostly pretty good about what things do and how they actually work. But the Neurogaunts and the Barbgaunts attacking the Dreadnought and killing it was like the most... like, that is not how that is going to work out.
Yeah. Oh, the free CP. Yeah.
I suppose.
That's a true thing. Yeah, you probably need like 60 of these things to even touch a Dreadnought to do relative damage. But yeah, there is potential. Again, if these aren't the cheapest thing in 40k, it's going to be a bit disappointing.
And that's a tough area to try to balance too, because the difference between, 4 points, 5 points, 3 points is enormous, because there's the percentage difference is just big.
Yep. And I mean, they can't do anything.
Yeah.
If you thought fighting with Termagants in melee was difficult, well,
I guess again, if you attach them to a Neurotyrant does buff. That gives them +1 hit, maybe +1 to wound, but it's so unimpressive in the first place.
You might only be wounding on 5s at that point, depending what you're up against.
Yeah.
At strength 3. So,
oh well.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I will have 20 of them. I will play around with a big block of 20.
All right. Zoanthropes.
Okay, Zoanthropes. Probably one of my top 3 of favorite Tyranid units. So.
Okay. Yep. I'm seeing some big
5-inch move. I haven't looked yet. 5-inch move. Toughness 5. 5 up save. 4 up invuln. I glanced at that.
Yeah.
3 wounds. Leadership 7. Objective control 1. Ranged weapons. Witchfire. Okay, so they're back to having a focused in the blast. Blast psychic. 24-inch range. D3 attacks a piece.
With blast, which is good.
With blast. Bliss skill 3 up. Strength 7. AP -2. D3 damage. I like that. And then the big one. Strength 12. AP -3. D6 +1 damage. I love it. Yes, points are going to be tricky to see, but I do love that. That brings me back to 5th edition right there, because that's the way Zoanthropes used to be. Is you chose the Lance profile, which was our blast or focused, and you chose the blast profile, and that's essentially what it was. The Lance profile in 5th edition was the strongest gun in the game. It was equivalent. It was strength 10, which was what it capped out at. And AP -1, which is essentially saying AP 6 in this version. So that's pretty good. 2 text piece, Spirit Leech. While this unit contains a Neurothrope, while immunes within 6 inches. Oh my gosh, this is 5th edition. That is what the
oh boy,
that is what the Doom of Malantine used to do on a lesser degree. But every time you failed a Battleshock test within range of the Doom of Malantine, you lost wounds and he gained wounds and he gained strength. But
that's actually a pretty good combo with the army ability. That, if you run these out in the center, which you wouldn't normally do in 9th edition, you could hit a lot of things.
You could hit a lot. Are the days of deep striking Zoanthrope bombs back? That's what it was. That's how I played on 5th edition.
No deep strike.
Now we have a pod. We have a drop pod.
Oh, you can drop pod.
Yes, that's
right.
what you do. You stick like 6 of these in a drop pod, and then here you go. Oh, guy. Well, shoot. Within 6 inches. So you can't get within 6 inches on the deep strike, unfortunately.
Rapid ingress.
Okay. But, okay.
Because you could rapid ingress them and leave them in the Tyrannocyte.
Maybe. We'll have to see how that rule is. Because typically we...
Oh, does a Tyrannocyte make you jump out?
Our pod was typically automatically had to hop out.
Okay.
But, yes. And then Warp Field, 6 inches, 6... Okay.
So that's their synaptic imperative on a lesser scale, but permanent.
I won't complain about that entirely. Yeah. I like the Zoanthropes.
They look good.
The Zoanthropes. They look good. Yes, so then a Neurothrope is a leader, and you can have 2 to 5 additional ones. So a big block of 6.
I like how they've done that better with the Zoanthropes. The Prime and the Warriors was a little...
Prime is a little weird. This one makes sense. Yeah. Genestealers, we've seen them. Can breeze through these guys. I do like them.
Yeah.
Points determining. I think you're going to want a unit of 10 of these.
Yeah, reroll, wound roll 1. Full reroll if you're on an objective. Or if the target's on an objective. Pair these with the Broodlord, you get devastating wounds.
Yeah, I think a unit of 10 of these to threaten any of your opponent's objectives or any of your opponent's units that are going to steal an early objective. Yeah, I think these are going to be good. 10 of them, yep. Raveners, okay, so 10-inch move. They got 2 inches slower. Still T5. They lost their wound. GW's listening to me. They listened to me. They lost their wound. They still have a 4-up save though. Thorac bioweapon. Thank you for just making it simple like that.
Yep.
3 attacks. 4s, 4. Okay, so they nerfed that. That's fine.
5/1/1 on the.
Yeah, you can make it 5/1/1. Okay. Well, they had 3 different weapons. You could do Death Spitter, Devourer, Spine Fist.
Oh, okay.
And well, that might even have been a 7th edition thing. But yeah, so it's toned down. Ravener, Claws and Talons. So just 1 profile. Again, I do like this. Strength or 7 attacks apiece. 3 up. 5/1/1. Yeah, the strength is a little low.
Twin linked.
But twin linked.
Yeah.
And the AP is a little low. No longer am I going to be AP 4, but...
Death from below.
At the end of your opponent's turn, if this unit is not within engagement range of 1 or more units, you can move it and reserve place in strategy. Okay, so they've got their good old-fashioned burrowing back.
Yeah, you run up, charge a unit, kill it, and then hop off the board.
End of your opponent's turn.
Oh, opponent's turn. I missed that. Okay.
End of your opponent's turn. So you can pop in with Deep Strike, or just run up the board, charge something, stick around, and if you still stick around, pop away.
Yeah.
And then at that point, maybe you have 2 models left, and then those guys can come back and go sit on an objective in the backfield, because they're not be doing much. They did lose their -1 to hit, and
you could
any rerolls.
You could overrun these, right?
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah, overrun them.
Oh, overrun them out. And then,
like shove them behind cover or something after they've done it.
Shove them in cover, because they still have 4-up safe. They get 3-up in cover. Okay, I'm not unhappy.
Yeah.
I think that's
very
pretty
solid.
Good. Oh, okay. Only up to 6 Raveners. You can't bring
can't
a block.
do 9?
Can't do a block of 9 anymore, so it's fine. Fine.
So I'd rather start auto-including 2 units of 3 zones in my army. Yeah. Yeah, as long as the points come down from where they're at.
Points is the big one. We don't know, but
they could keep them at 210 points for a unit.
Please don't.
Hopefully not, though.
Please don't. I could see him still being like 60 points a model, but we'll see. Ripper Swarms. Yeah, so you lose objective... have objective control.
Oh, it's have. Okay.
Did they clarify if you round up or down in this edition?
So they have not, as a generic thing.
Okay.
And then I also have the question... is it necessary for OC to actually round? Technically not, right? Because you just add up to see who has more. You could go with halves, maybe.
I guess you technically could if you count as half.
That'd be a divergence from every other rule, but...
Yeah. Okay. And sustain hits 1. Oh, fun. Ooh. 6 attacks. Oh, they gained some attacks.
So, yeah, still a little wimpy profile, but yeah, decent utility. Maybe they see play.
Yeah,
if they're very cheap.
Okay, he's got the lone operative. I was curious.
Sure.
Can't join Gargoyles. That's fine. He did lose 4 inches of movement.
So a lot of Tyranids gotten slower.
We got slower. Barbed. Ovipositor. I can't say that.
Yeah,
one.
You had it right.
It's right. It's just a weird word. Anti-infantry 3+ and extra attacks. That's his tail.
Yep.
What's still 2 up? 3,
3, 2, 3. Not bad.
3 damage. So his tail does okay. That's big. Clawed limbs, 6 attacks, 2, 5 minus. So it's good at going after infantry. We did lose synapse.
Weird.
To be fair, I didn't think it made sense that he had synapse in the first place. He's not supposed to be a synapse creature, or at least he wasn't in the lore. He was just supposed to be just parasite that flew around in the battlefield, just infecting people. So it makes sense that he lost it. So yeah, you're going to use him very differently. Now he really is just like a Lictor in a way, where he's just a little assassin, but he doesn't have the precision hits. So Parasite probably not going to see as much play. His infection, each time an infantry model is destroyed by an attack with the Barbed Ovipositor, after this model is finished making attacks, you can add 1. Oh, so you just automatically get it. Add a new Ripper Swarm unit, contains up to D3 models. Okay, and then at the start of the fight phase, select one enemy unit within engagement range. That unit must take a battle shock test. Okay.
Okay.
Points we'll see. Hopefully he's not much more than like 60, 70 points.
He made you like lose OBSEC.
Yes,
in this edition.
If you were infected, you lost your OBSEC.
Yeah, so.
But if he spawns Rippers and then you're within range of the Rippers, then you have your objective control.
That is a very good point.
But he only has objective control 1 in his instance.
And the Rippers have 0.
That's lame. He only got 1, they didn't give him like 3 or something. Yeah,
you'd think at least 2.
He was an HQ. I mean, I knew he was an HQ unit. Oh, I packed away my old codex. I don't think he had synapse back then.
You can buy the Warlord trait for 9-inch synapse on Parasite. It doesn't extend to 9. It gives a 9-inch bubble. Oh.
I guess he's not an epic hero or anything. Yeah. Okay, that's a good idea. Thank you, Iridium Essence. So you could make him a synapse creature still. Again, there's so much information. You got to sit and really dive in through all the combos as things happen. All right, so I guess we are in fast attack. So Mawloc. 10, 10, 3, 4. Okay.
Not the toughest thing in the book, but 10's still an improvement.
It's still fine. His jaw is anti-infantry 4+, devastating wounds and extra attacks, but it is only just 1 attack still at 3 damage.
Yeah. Although anti-infantry 4+ means that you're doing those devastating wounds on a 4+ against infantry.
Oh, so you're doing on a 4+, you do 3 mortal wounds.
Yes.
Okay, that's better. That's better. So you kill a Terminator on 4-up.
Yeah,
I guess. Neat. Sighting talent still has 16 attacks. At 3s, AP -2. Okay.
Yeah.
I was not expecting that. Mawloc used to didn't have any AP.
Honestly, I think this is I'm not even looking at the ability yet. This looks like a pretty big upgrade.
It's a pretty good profile.
Because the thing, you want to slam them into infantry anyway.
Yep.
And there are very few infantry that we've seen that can in melee damage T10 very well. Like Power Fists and stuff are all strength 8. So he is, if you get that charge in, he's going to be pretty safe from what he charges anyway.
Is it really killing a Terminator when you just swallow them whole? That's true. You know what? You're right. This is a really solid. This is going to be a sneaky good profile. Point depending.
Yeah.
A sneaky good profile for the Mawloc. I'm going to have to get another one. I'll have to browse the marketplace and see if anyone's got some, because I don't like the one I have. Get a nice new painted one, but well, yeah, Red Terror, maybe they bring him back again. They did it with Parasite. I say they probably won't, but they did it with the Parasite. Terror from the Deep, so he pops up using Deep Strike, D6 for each enemy within 12 inches of the model. 2 to 4, they suffer D3. 5 up, they suffer 3. Oh, so there's
take a battle shot.
And okay, that's in a way better than it was.
Because this was the one that had the token mechanic.
Yep.
Okay.
So it's better, I think. I think it's better.
What was his strength in 9th?
Like 6 or 7.
Okay. So he was... His strength going up is about the same then. It's better than ever against infantry.
The AP is the surprising factor for me. AP2, I would have guessed AP0 on this guy, but AP2 is huge for chewing through infantry.
I'm excited. I like the model for a Mawloc, so I'm gonna be happy if they actually get to see play. Excited to see the Mawloc and the Haruspex, the Psychophage, all the big mouth boys. Haruspex and Mawloc were my 2 biggest wants for playable Tyranid models, because I like the big mouthy Tyranids. We'll have to do an army list of all the guys with big mouths on it. Maybe it'll be a detachment. Maybe big mouth monsters. Well, you mean monsters, yeah. Trygon, so he is pretty much the same there. Yep. They sustain. Okay, so he gains sustain hits too. Otherwise, it's the same profile. Okay. Talons. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. I like it. It's not bad. That's not bad. They're making the big snakes a little bit better again. Yeah. I like it. I like that one. 12 attacks on 3s, strength 9, AP -2 damage streak. Again, 14 wounds, no defensive stuff besides the 3-up save. However, bracketing is only at 5 wounds now, so... There have been a lot of Tyranids that are very good at killing Terminators.
That's what I like to see. Terminators are always one thing.
There are a lot of those AP2 damage 3 profiles.
There is a lot of that going on. And we haven't even got the Carnifexes yet, which presumably have that as well. Subterranean tunnels, good to see they still have it. Each time this model set up on the battlefield using Deep Strike, it can be set up anywhere in the battlefield more than 3 inches horizontally away from enemy units. When doing so, if this model is set up within 9 inches of one or more enemy units, turn not. Oh, interesting. So that's not what I was expecting at all.
It's not. That's more or less what the Mawloc's token did.
Yeah, the token lets you get there, but not charging. Dude, TriStar.
Wow.
TriStar. What are you doing? I mean, thank you.
Thank you.
Jormungandr bros. Yeah, if you like Jormungandr with all this deep striking and the snakes and the stealth and stuff. I mean, so I don't know if you are listening this whole time, but there's going to be a stealth detachment for the Tyranids when the Codex comes out. That's basically a Jormungandr detachment.
Yeah.
So look forward to that. Thank you. Thank you, TriStar. Yeah, awesome. So I don't like this ability on the Trygon as well. It's not what it used to be in any way.
He does get a little more benefit out of it because he actually has a shooting attack, though.
He does.
So you can do something.
Interesting. Oh wait, Trygon Prime.
Yeah.
Did we miss?
It's gone.
Trygon Prime's gone.
Yeah.
Huh. Well.
What did it do in 9th?
I don't think. It was a synapse creature.
Oh, it was just a Trygon with synapse?
It had a little bit better shooting than yet, but yeah. Okay. It was a character, so you could give it upgrades. And it...
Okay.
Trygon Prime's gone.
Red Terror confirmed.
Yeah. No. Okay. Interesting. Not a fan, but okay.
Mucilid spores.
Got a spore.
They have no melee profile.
Nope, they're giant spore mines.
Makes sense. That's just the first 10th unit we've seen like that.
Yeah. Enemies cannot start or end an advanced move within 6 inches of this unit.
Okay.
But you can start an...
you can start a normal move.
So you start or end.
So you're slowed if you're...
slowed by them. But if you stay within range, you go boom. D3 mortal wounds. So on a 1 you still fail. D3 mortal wounds. On a 6 you take D6 mortal wounds.
Is that the same for these guys?
Yeah, that's the same thing that it used to be. And they have deep strength. So you just float one down. This can take on units of more than one. You could take...
Units of 2?
A unit of 2 with the rapid ingress.
Oh.
So if your opponent is like, oh, I'm going to gear up for a charge, just pop these 2 right in front. So if you do charge, or a 9-inch charge, but...
Yeah, it'd be...
But it's...
Well, it'd have to be like a 10-inch charge, right? Because you gotta stay 9 inches away.
So you could put them right behind the unit, so if they hit base-to-base contact...
there you go.
Then they'll be within 3 inches. So really, ends a move. So would that be the pile-in move?
Or charge or pile-in. Yeah.
So as long as the front of their base is within 3 inches of the front of the enemy base, so you add 3 inches, or take 3, so a 6-inch charge. If your opponent is gearing up for a 6-inch charge, you could pop these things in and say, okay, you want to do that, you risk taking 2d6 mortal wounds.
Yeah.
Really 2d3, but a chance for 2d6.
Interesting.
I'm going to have to build up my Mucilids.
I mean, it could depend on points, same as 9th. They just weren't...
The way they were points are like 20 points a piece or something.
Way too much.
The rapid ingress makes these things interesting.
Yeah, I definitely like that idea.
Yeah, okay. Spore Mines, same thing.
Nope. Went back to toughness 1.
T1! Yeah.
Death Guard coming for that T0.
Huh. Yeah. Don't you have the minimum of 1 rule?
I don't think I've seen that anywhere. Like, 0 doesn't make sense.
Sure, but... yeah. Yeah, as we were saying, you have to consolidate towards the nearest enemy.
Yeah.
So you have to get into range of them. I think those could be fun, especially if they're cheap.
I think you can still choose not to consolidate, though.
But when you charge, you must end as close as possible.
Yeah, so if you set up like you thought you'd end the charge move within 3, so I don't think they could be forced to consolidate into them if they were still around.
I have to double check.
Yeah, anyway.
That's one of those rare rule situations. So yeah, Spore Mines, same thing, just
1 in D3 instead of D3 and D6.
Yeah.
Makes sense. 3 to 6 in a unit.
Alright, Exocrine. Ooh, he's only T10. I was expecting him to be higher.
Okay.
3 up save, 14 wounds, so he lost a wound, and he, I think equivalently, maybe lost a toughness in there.
He was T8 before?
He was T8 before.
I mean, Tyranids so far have all been going to mostly T11, but
yeah,
in Space Marines, most T8 stuff is going to T10.
Okay, so
roughly the same.
Roughly the same. His cannon is D6 plus 3 shots, so that's the same. 36, strength 8 minus 3 damage. So it was strength 8 before. So it's lost relative strength.
Right.
But it's still AP minus 3 damage.
Yep.
So it looks like it's to be more of an anti-infantry, anti-mid to infantry.
Yeah, anti-elite infantry is
probably where he stacks up.
Yeah.
It is still a blast weapon, but he does have the heavy keyword. This is the first time we've seen this.
Yeah, so a lot of these bigger monsters and tanks and things haven't gotten heavy on their weapons. It's mostly been infantry.
Right.
But that does mean you can take him to ballistic skill 2+ if he stays still, which is nice.
And then targeting, symbiotic targeting, is after this model is shot, select one enemy hit by one of those attacks until the end of the phase. Each time a friendly Tyrant model makes an attack against that unit, reroll hit rolls of 1. Any attack. Well,
end of phase.
Okay, so it would be a melee thing.
Right, so it would only work for shooting.
Okay. Oh, until the end of the phase.
Yeah.
Oh, dang, I was hoping that'd work with Von Ryan's then.
No.
No. Okay, but still that helps other shooting, so really it's just a I'm going to kill you and I'm going to kill you harder type of thing.
Oh, it's a moment light.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. I'll take it. Melee, roughly the same thing. I believe he lost some AP. He lost AP 1, but it doesn't matter for him. Not upset about that at all.
Yeah, nothing too exciting, but still solid.
Pyrovores. Okay, so don't care about his melee. That all looks the same. D3 attacks at a 4 ballistic skill. They are heavy. They have indirect, they have devastating wounds, and they have blast. Okay, they're damage 2, so if you choose to not do this seed spore, they are just a damage 2 shot.
Yeah.
Okay, in your shooting phase, select to shoot, it can use this ability instead. Making any ranged weapon it does. You add a new Spore Mine unit to the army, set up anywhere in the battlefield that is within 48 inches of this unit, more than 9 inches away from enemy. Okay, yeah, 9 inches away. Contains 1 Spore Mine for each.
1 per model. So that's I mean, it's an upgrade from where they are right now, because you have to pay for those Spore Mines now.
Right, but it's only 1 per model.
Right, so assuming you don't have to pay for those Spore Mines in 10th, because that would feel a little excessive like it is now.
But they do have you're slow around them. So they're going to be move blocking, just in a different way. Interesting.
And it's got indirect fire and heavy.
So it counteracts each other in a way.
Yeah.
If you stand still. You know, okay. I'm not... and it is automatic. So it's just an automatic 3 mortal wounds if you do that. Or you could get up to 9 shots. And if you stand still... Yeah. Okay. Interesting. I don't think they're horrible.
Yeah, Jordan, this is a very goofy model. They're fine cast, aren't they?
Yeah, so these are fine cast. Lore, if you don't know about the Pyrovores, this was an old thing taken from old Tyranid lore, was that they adapted to the units they killed. So their face is supposed to look a little orky because they killed a lot of orcs and they sucked up some orc juices and spit out these things. But they are hideous models.
That means Spore Mines were... what? Their name escaped Squigs?
Maybe Spore
Squig
Mines
bombs.
Squigs. But that is the old lore that I remember seeing about why their head looks so goofy. It's supposed to be a little orky, but yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
1 to 3 of them. All right, now we're getting to Carnifexes.
Okay, so interesting. Maybe there's another data sheet, but this does. We're wondering how they're going to split them off more because Screamer Killers are their own unit now.
Yep. So they were before. They were before. So okay.
So Thornbacks are a thing.
Yeah, I want to look just so we know. So we have basic Carnifex, and we have Screamer Killer, and that's it.
No Thornback.
No Thornback. Good. I don't like Thornback. It was a waste of space.
So I think Crusher Claws were removed, or Stone Claws. What were the Forge World ones?
Crusher Carnifexes are gone.
Yeah, those were gone.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think Pyrovores, again, points depending, I don't think Pyrovores are out of it. They're just going to be different. Again, point depending. So Carnifexes are 8-inch move, toughness 9, 2-up save, 8 wounds, leadership 8, 3 objective control.
Interesting. They lost a wound.
Aw, they did.
And -2, and minus one damage. T9 is nice, but they're a lot less tanky looking.
Much squishier. So they can take Bioplasma. It's not the same Bioplasma as the Screamer, is it? No. No. Bioplasmic Scream and Bioplasma.
Actually, they're similar.
They are pretty similar. It's weaker.
Yeah, it's 1 less strength.
D6 plus 3 versus D3.
And okay. So fewer shots and less strength.
Yeah.
Okay.
Death Spitters with Slimer Maggots. Devours with Brain Leech Worms. Oh, 12 attack. I thought that was strength for a second. I was like, strength 12. 12 attacks. Whew. Death Spitters with Slimer Maggots maintain their AP -2 is pretty solid.
Heavy Venom Cannon down to damage 3.
Yep. We saw that. Spine Banks, no one really cares about those.
And Stranglethorn Cannon, okay.
I'm curious, let's look at the Crushing Claws. Yep, that looks tasty. They hit on...
What was the damage profile before?
Oh, Carnifexes only hit on 4s. Overall, they don't hit on 3s anymore.
Oh, I suppose Old One Eye got one worse also.
Wow. Interesting. Carnifexes Siding Talons, yep. They lost 1 AP, but that's expected.
Yep.
Carnifex Scything Talons, yeah. Oh. So they only get 2 extra attacks, or you take them with it and get 6, or you take 2 sets of 2 and get 8.
Right.
Xenos Claws and Teeth. Also, if they're just hungry and munching
Can you take 2 guns on them?
You can take, well, that's what I want to check. You can typically take 1 cannon or 2 of the Death Spitter type ones, the smaller guns.
Okay, yeah, okay.
So you can take 2 sets of these and have 24 shots per Carnifex. At strength 6, no AP. That is standard. That's the way it used to be. And that's the way it's always been. These ones, 12. This looks kind of tasty. 12 shots at strength 7, AP -2, 1 damage. Yeah, only hitting on 4s though, so you're gonna get 6 shots through. It's a couple. Actually, then I don't know.
So the Bioplasma, do they all get that, or is that an equipment?
We'll have to see. Oh, only 1 to 2 Carnifexes now.
Interesting.
Okay. So, any number can be equipped.
They can be equipped with Bioplasma.
Okay. Spine Banks. Yeah. So that's all more or less the same here. So their loadouts.
What did Old One Eye give to his unit?
Reroll hits. Oh, way too far. Oh, that was him. Reroll hit roll. Any hit roll, not just melee.
Yep.
That changed. That was only melee before. So, so you can take. Oh, maybe that's why they toned it down to 2 Carnifexes, because Old One Eye joins them. Spoilers. Yeah. Hive Guard. So you could take 2 Carnifexes with Devours and Brain. So you could have 48 shots.
Full reroll.
With full rerolls.
If you bring Old One Eye. Yeah.
And if you're taking the 6s to hit auto wound, or whatever.
Yeah.
With the
against monsters and tanks.
Against monsters and tanks. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Or you just have you go Crushing Claws and a gun
Carnifex is BS4, but you had an upgrade to give him BS3?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, we used to have an upgrade to make them Bliss skill 3+.
But they were always weapon skill 3?
They were always weapon skill 3+.
Okay.
Okay, and then we have Blistering Assault. Each time an enemy unit is selected to shoot after the unit shot, if any models from that unit lost 1 or more wounds as a result of those attacks, this unit can make a Blistering Assault move. To do so, roll 1d6, adding 2 to the result. Each model in this unit may move a distance up to inches in that result, but must finish that move as close as possible to the enemy unit. When doing so,
okay.
So it's the corn rule.
Must finish that move as close as possible and can be moved in engagement range. That's actually not good if you wind up in engagement range, because you don't count as having charged.
Don't count as having charged, but if they haven't charged, oh, but it's your turn, so they would get to swing first.
Yeah. So slight risk there, I guess, but
slight risk.
Free movement's always nice.
Yeah. Adding 2 to the result. So it's d6 plus 2 inches. They move.
Oh, d6 plus 2, yeah.
To do so, roll 1d6, adding 2 to the result. So they move d6 plus 2 inches if you shoot at them. And don't eliminate them. Now, does this ability confer to the Old One-Eye? Or can they not do this if Old One-Eye is part of them?
Wait. Oh, okay. Each time an enemy unit is selected to shoot after that unit is shot, if this unit can make a Blistering Assault move. Yeah, so Old One I would go with them.
Okay. Yeah.
So and I was wrong, because this is your opponent's turn that this happens.
Oh yeah, so you would
engagement range is good
first.
Yeah. Yeah, I missed that. So
you know, it's different.
And since it is on your opponent's turn, the Carnifex winding up engagement range is actually very good for you.
Very good.
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
The question is, what do you equip them with? I was thinking going full shooting, because those are fun, but now I'm thinking you might still just want to go the good old Crushing Claw Scything Talon combo.
Yeah.
But only gaining 2 attacks with, I feel like you almost want to take a gun.
I mean, yeah,
I think going Crushing
you
Claws.
probably want Scything Talons, right? As your melee weapon, if you only have one.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think you do.
And then, if you do wind up in engagement range, Strength 9 is good against all infantry, some tanks. Damage 3 is really good. So what
Heavy Venom Cannon. Heavy Venom Cannon,
so?
Scything Talons? Because yes, it's blast, you can't shoot in melee, but you can shoot out of melee with it.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know what, maybe the Stranglethorn Cannon.
Yeah. I wonder if just the more attacks on Stranglethorn makes it better.
It might. That's interesting. That is an interesting one. It's hard to do averages when it's D6.
Yeah, and yeah, good point. Old One-Eye is full melee, so if he's with them,
he can provide the melee support.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Carnifexes, they took a good side grade. They got worse in some ways, but in some ways that Blistering Assault, it's one thing to have a couple Berserkers get 3 inches closer to you. It's another thing to have 3 Carnifexes potentially moving 8 inches closer to you.
Yeah.
Every time you shoot at them.
But it's once per phase.
Oh.
Each unit can only make 1 per phase.
Oh, okay. Well, that's still scary. 8 inches on top of an 8-inch move. And if you pair these guys near a Tyrant, they can be Assault. So you could, move, advance, and still shoot your weapons. Probably won't be able to charge, but if you're far enough away.
Let's go Deathspears and Crushing Claws, because you can shoot in melee and can kill tank. Actually, that's a good point. We've not seen a ton of stuff that is up into the strength 12 range.
Yeah.
So maybe you do go Crushing Claws just to have something.
Have something to do tanks with. Although, but Old One-Eye isn't he strong enough to do that himself?
He is himself, yeah. But, if you put Old One-Eye in a purely shooting unit, that feels a little awkward, right?
Potentially. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Things to play with. I like it. So then, okay, I'm happy with that. Screamer Killers. We've seen these guys. They have 10 wounds. I guess because they're bigger.
Yeah, it seems like they're bumping these up as like a big Carnifex.
Monster, Great Devourer, Screamer Killer. Only a single one in a unit.
Yep.
And they don't have the Carnifex keyword. So old one, I can't join a Screamer Killer.
Right.
Ah, alas. Okay, well, that's okay. They still have a good profile. Very good profile.
Very good at Terminator killing.
Still
Seen that a lot.
This one.
It's interesting. They only go to strength 10.
Yeah.
I suppose they're talons, not crusher claws, so.
Yeah, they're only talons. Strength, they're strength 10. Okay, yeah. Typically, Screamer Killers used to be weaker than they were tough.
Right.
So, you will see. I don't know how I feel about them just being one big Carnifex and not like pairs of them, but with how big the model is, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, especially with the old one-eye thing, I think I'm liking normal Carnifexes a bit better.
I think I am too. And I'm glad I magnetized all my Carnifexes because now I can, all my current Screamer Killers I can magnetize to have guns and stuff. So that'll be fun. Alright, so now we're into Hive Guard. 6-inch move, T7, 3-up save, 4 wounds, leadership 8 and 1 objective control. Impaler Cannon, 36 inches. Thank God. Okay, that's good. 4 attacks at a 4+, but it is heavy and indirect, so it'll probably be 4 pluses unless you're not firing indirect. Strength 5, AP -1, 1 damage. Wow, they really turned that profile on its head.
Yeah, so I don't think I've ever played a game against these.
So they used to be less shots, but like strength 8, AP -2, damage 2.
Okay.
So they gained shots, lost strength and AP. So Impaler Cannons are now truly an anti-infantry. They were kind of in a weird middle part before. They are truly anti-infantry, and then the Shot Cannons, anti-vehicle 2+. That's pretty nice.
Yeah.
At damage 3.
Okay, so there's that vehicle killing shooting you're looking for.
Yes, definitely.
Because there's not been a whole lot of that.
Man, gosh, do I have to go and buy Shot Cannon Hive Guard? I have 9 regular Impaler Cannons. Defensive stance, each time you target this unit with fire Overwatch Stratagem, while resolving that stratagem, you get 5-ups.
Or 4s if you're on an objective.
They get, that's
very good.
That's very good. Now,
and it's, new Overwatch, so you don't even have to be charged. Something just has to start or end a move within 24 inches.
Can you use the indirect fire in that?
Sure.
So if something comes in 24 inches of you, even if you can't see them, you just get to shoot, and it's a 4-up because unmodified hit rolls a 4-up.
Yeah, I mean, you could argue you count as heavy +1, so it'd be the same as a normal hit in that case. I guess.
Still would be a normal hit, but yeah. So if you had a unit of like 4 of these or 5 of these sitting on an objective, and a unit comes within 24 inches of you, you just get to shoot them with 5 of them. You get 20 shots.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
Do these are not like a bodyguard thing though? They're just a shooting unit.
They're just
Okay.
They're guards of the hive, but not of a specific unit.
Okay. It would need the ability, which we've not seen.
We'll lose OBS for a second.
Well, it looks like buffering.
Buffering. We're back. At least on our end, it looks like we're back.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Looks like it's
good.
All right.
I'm hardwired, so I don't know. But
YouTube's fault. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Pod dropping a bunch of these in there. It could be good. Okay, so we have Tyrannofex. Okay. Oh, we gained an inch of movement.
T12.
Yes.
There it is.
There's the big chunk. T12, 2-up save, 16 wounds, 5 for objective control. Nice. So acid spray.
D6 +6.
He kept that.
6/2/2.
6, I think, is a slight downgrade, but
what was it? Was it 6
it was
before?
6 before.
I mean,
yeah.
so it's about the same, right? Because most of the targets you're shooting that at would have not been.
Man, that Tyrannofex Flamer, just every edition gets weaker and weaker. It used to be strength 7, then it was strength user, and his strength varied with his bracket from 7, 6 to 5.
Okay.
Then it was strength 6, and now it's strength 6 when everyone's toughness went up.
I guess infantry have gone up as well. It's like Custodian Terminators are up to T7.
Custodian Terminators are T7?
Yeah, it is crazy.
So he's gonna be good against those.
Death Guard Terminators up to T6. Gravis are up to T6.
Okay, so
it is actually a bit worse. You're right.
It is a bit worse. Yeah, I would have liked to see strength 7 on that one.
Yeah.
But it's consistent. It is a torrent. It is AP -2 still, and it's 2 damage.
And that's just the one gun.
That's my favorite one. But maybe things will change. Fleshbore Hive, 24 inch range, 20 shots. Strength 3, or Bliskill 3 plus. Yeah, that's, 3 plus. So 6s to hit explode. If he stands still with that, he can hit on 2s. And it's twin linked.
That's pretty good anti-infantry.
It's decent anti-infantry.
It's a lot of shots.
It's a lot of shots. It's essentially 20 Termagants shooting at you. Can shoot 2 times.
Yeah, double Overwatch with 2 Tyrannofexes. That's spooky.
Man, I gotta look at all of that to really see how it adds up. Stinger Salvo's lame. Rupture Cannon.
Yeah, this we saw. It got kind of worse.
It went back to its good old swingy 2d6. But he can hit on 2s with it. So 2 shots hitting on 2s potentially. You don't have to worry about him bracketing until 5 wounds, so your opponent's got to do 11 wounds to him to really bracket him. And even then,
it's just a -1 to hit.
It's just a -1 to hit.
Yeah.
So he's really, at worst case scenario, it's on 4s.
Yeah.
That's still good. That's way better than it was.
That's right. Walking Hive Tyrant was the makes the guns assault within 6 inches. So you have assault flamers on the Tyrannofex.
Now we can have the assault flamer back. All right. Well, we didn't have that for a long time, but yes, assault. You get how does assault and head? I guess they don't.
There's no penalty to assault in 10th. It is just you get to advance and shoot. There's no -1.
So could you put that on the rupture cannon then?
Yeah.
You could put.
I mean, you wouldn't get the heavy part because you advance, but yeah, you could advance and shoot a rupture cannon on a 3+.
You could move 15 inches and fire that thing off.
Yeah.
Hitting on a 3.
Okay. Because assault's a lot rarer.
It is a lot more rare.
So it seems like they made it stronger to compensate.
I like that. I didn't realize, I guess, yeah. Not a bad thought there. Who had that thought? Or who reminded us of that?
That was Jason Dragonsbane.
Thank you, Jason. Okay. Yeah, I didn't think it. Yeah, gives off assault.
Yeah.
Blitz Donut, you're right. A Tyrant, a Foot Tyrant, and 2 Tyrannofex could be a very nasty combination to deal with. Okay, so we're liking them. What else we have? Oh, he's got -1 damage.
Yeah. So
okay.
somebody had mentioned that earlier in the stream. It is interesting that they took that off of like every unit that's known for having that,
and then gave it to the big tough dude.
I mean, granted, Tyrannofex, sure, big tough makes sense, but Dreadnought's lost it. Carnifex has lost it. Death Guard lost it.
Yeah.
I guess the Avatar Arcane got half incoming damage.
Oh,
so that was they didn't. I guess that we knew they didn't completely get away with the mechanic. But
I like that a lot. I think
this is a scary profile,
especially with the thought of pairing it with a Tyrant to make it all assault.
Oh, and it's hard to kill too.
It is hard to kill. Yeah, it's hard to kill. Yep. Points will matter. All right, now this is the one I've been thinking about since we saw. 8-inch move, so it still can move pretty quick. Toughness 9, 3-up save, 10 wounds. Only 10 wounds. It lost 5 wounds, which I didn't need the 5.
Okay.
Tyrannocyte bioweapons. Wow. Wait.
That doesn't seem terrible.
Well,
considering it's just a drop pod, right?
How many is model equipped with?
Bioweapons and whips. So it just gets 5 attacks.
That's It does it on 4s now. So we went from 15 shots hitting on 5s to 5 shots hitting on 4s.
Is the rest of the profile the same though? 5, 1, 2?
Well, it depends, because there were 3 different variations of the gun. We had Devours, Venom Cannons, and Stranglethorn, or Barb Stranglers? Barb Stranglers. We could choose from those. Now it's just one generic profile.
Okay.
So it's a mishmash of all of them. In general, we did lose attacks, but we gained a ballistic skill. We lost strength relatively, and we gained-ish damage. So
okay.
it is a straight downgrade. The Flensing Whips, 6 attacks we get 4s. We get 2. Yeah, we don't use it for that.
Oh, thank you, Ryan, for the $5. Parasite basically makes Rippers work. What's your opinion on his synergy with minus OC Rippers? I feel like he's a Ripper delivery system. I think a lot of that is going to hinge on how, like Craig mentioned earlier, how the rounding works.
Yes.
If you round OC1 down to 0, that could be nice for stealing from some objectives from people.
But if you round up, then it doesn't do much. Because Rippers have 0 OC.
Right.
And Parasite only has 1. So if the Rippers come in and they turn OC down to half, unless you can get 1 to 0, well then, I mean, it doesn't do you any good. But if you can go 1 to 0, then yes, he can pop in there, hit something, and turn off objective control.
And there's still the possibility you have other stuff already on that objective. Maybe you were contesting it. You had like a, I don't know, Pyrovore sitting there as well.
Right, you have something else there to help with too. Yeah, so Tyrannocyte got a huge downgrade in range. But let's look at its aerial seating. This is why you take it. This model must start in reserve, but neither it nor any units embarked with it counted towards enemy limit towards maximum number of reserves units that can start the battle with. Oh,
so that's okay.
Different.
So
that's neat.
So that I think that might confirm a rule people weren't sure on, because the reserves you're limited to 500 points of reserves in a 2,000 point game, but it doesn't specify Deep Strike as having a limit.
Right.
This guy Deep Strikes and it says it doesn't count towards the limit. So would that imply normal Deep Strike does?
Maybe. Interesting. I'd have to. Maybe it would. I don't know. I haven't seen it. We looked through it. We didn't see anything that said.
Yeah, it has Deep Strike in a different section. Jordan. Welcome to the Elite members. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome. You'll get to use an Elite die. If you go to the community tab for members on YouTube, and you'll see a place to get into the Discord and everything, and we'll get your community dice or your member dice on our next battle report, which will be the first 10th edition one for us eventually. But yeah, thank you. So yeah, okay, so then
step of your first, second, or third movement phase regardless of mission rules, so the normal drop pod thing. Any units embarked within this model must immediately disembark. Okay, like you said.
Yep.
After it's been set up on the battlefield, must be set more than 9 inches away.
So then transport capacity.
And then can't re-embark onto this.
Yeah, okay. That's typical.
So same basic rule there.
So this model transport capacity of 20 infantry models or 1 Tyranid monster with a wound skill of 12 or less. That's a bit of a downgrade there. It used to be 15 or less.
Okay.
So basically you could put anything in there but a Tervigon or Tyrannofex.
Sure. So now that loses most of the big monsters.
A lot of the big monsters can't go in there.
You could throw Swarmy in there still.
You could. Yeah, you can now. More than 1 wound takes up 3, so you can put a unit of 6 Zoanthropes. You can do that.
There you go.
You can drop 6. I'm going to do that. I don't know how good it is, but I'm doing that.
Would 2 units of 3 be better for Zoanthropes?
You can do that, can't you?
Yeah.
2 to 3 might be better. I mean, I don't know. Because you split fire all the same way.
Well, one of the Neurothrope ability.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so maybe you could do 2 units of 3. That's true.
I'm already blanking on what the ability was. I remember it was good, but
if they fail battle shock test, they take mortal wounds and you gain them back.
Yeah. So you could double up on dealing out mortal wounds from that.
You could potentially there. I do want to see. I want to quickly go back and check some of the monsters to see where that 12 wound. So you could do
Screamers. Yeah.
Tyrannofex. Can I go faster?
Exocrine, no.
Exocrine is at 14. The one I'm really curious about is a Toxicrene. I'm curious. I don't remember if he was 12 or 14.
He was 12, wasn't he? Didn't you say he went down?
We went down from 15, so...
Okay.
Wait, did we pass him?
No.
Harusfex is 14.
Yeah. Just a thought, Hive Tyrant, assault weapon, stricken, surrounded with Carnifex, hit venom canned. There's a lot of options for that giving things assault ability. That's a pretty nice ability.
There's a lot of really good... Yeah, 6 up on the... So can't do a Maleceptor. Okay, so that's a loss there. Can you do... You could do a Neurotyrant. What the heck? There we go.
14.
You can't do him anymore. I thought it'd be fun to get him right up in the face of it. But...
So yeah, it's pretty much Carnifexes and smaller.
Carnifexes and Tyrants.
Yeah. You could put a Flying Tyrant in there because he doesn't have a unit.
You could put a Flying Tyrant in there.
Which is a little funny because he deep strikes anyway, but...
Yeah, that's true.
Turn 1 deep strike.
Yeah, so Zoanthropes, I think are going to be a tasty treat in there. Yeah, you would have set on 6 up Invone for other units if you deep strike them, but then you can basically put them wherever you want within range of these things.
Right.
Yeah, 6 inches. Okay. That was it? Or no, we still have our flyers.
Yeah.
Okay, Harpy. Oh, Harpy. 20 plus.
Yeah, so that is... Hive Crone first.
Hive Crone.
So that was a change to the way they're doing aircraft. So aircraft all have a move of 20 plus. That's just their movement characteristics. So you always move a minimum of 20, but there's no upper limit. So you can do at the start of your move, I believe, a 90-degree turn, a pivot, and then you can move at least 20 has to be as far, and if you wind up off the table, it goes into reserves.
Sure. Okay, interesting. So the Hive Crone is always known as our anti-flyer flyer. So his thorax spur has anti-flyer, and his tentaclids have anti-vehicle.
So important, it's anti-fly.
Oh, anti-fly. Oh, it's anti-fly.
Yeah. So that's a little better because it actually hits a lot more things.
Okay, it's anti-fly. So that is a slight improvement. I mean, it's only just 1 attack, but it's a big D6 damage. That's his big, his big tail there. Been often watching this for the last hour. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, Kyle. I mean, it's flyer. No one's going to use them, really.
Yeah. So I think flyers are probably not seeing play except for ones that you want to hover.
This thing you could hover, I guess. Oh, wait.
So it does have the hover rule.
Oh, it does?
Yeah. So hover is at the start of the game. You have to choose to hover.
Yep.
And then it will just have a movement characteristic of 20.
Right. Yeah.
And then it works as a normal unit from then on. But you can't choose to go between hovering and flying.
You know, honestly, I wouldn't mind this thing as a hovering type thing. His drill cannon got way better. It's 2d6 instead of d6 now.
Okay.
His strength is about the same. His tentaclids, anti-vehicle 4+ devastating wounds.
That's very good.
Is very good.
Yeah.
Because he gets 4 shots of those. So
hitting on 3s, you get about 3 of them. And then about half of those turn into mortals.
Yeah. Yeah. So you do 2 to 4 mortals every turn to a vehicle?
Do you just get the 1 tentaclids thing? Or is it like a 2 of?
A 2? What do you mean?
It's like tentaclids, or he's equipped with 2 tentaclids.
Oh, well, I think it's just the 1 in this 4 of. He gets 4 shots with them. Technically, he has the 4. That's what these little guys right here. Those are the tentaclids.
Okay. Yeah, because with Tyranids, it's hard to tell what the weapons are.
Yeah. Okay, so and then add 1 to fighting fly units. It's honestly better than I was anticipating.
Yeah.
All things considered. It's better than I was anticipating. The Harpy, is he weaker? No, they're both
9, 3, 12.
Okay.
9, 3, yeah, the same.
He's got the twin Venom Cannon, so he just gains twin linked, not double the shots the way it should be. Shouldn't have an 8 shot or whatever, 6 shot. Okay. Oh, Blissfield 2+ with his Stranglethorn.
Okay.
Huh. Interesting. Spore Mines, you can still drop some Spore Mines. Whoop-de-doop-de-doo. I actually think for once in all of 40k, I like the Hive Crone more than this thing. Not by much, because neither of them are spectacular.
Yeah.
But I kind of like having this Flamer.
Yeah.
This gun's not going to do much, and the Tentaclids zooming around. And then you're not horrible in melee.
Yeah, and the getting bonuses against fly units, those are pretty common, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, especially because it's, I mean, if you're up against like a land, this thing could drop a land speeder in 1 turn, no problem. Between the Tentaclids and this spur attack.
Yeah.
You could probably drop the land, well, some of the land speeders now have like 12 wounds. But still, it's not horrible. But yes, for once, I think I can say I like the Hive Crone more than the Harpy. Well, Harpy, you're gonna need a makeover or something there. Is that? Oh, of course, the Spore Assist.
I'm curious how this works.
Spore Assist, bioweapons, Hive Defense. Hive Defense.
So that, it explains the ability right there.
Each time an enemy unit is set up or ends a normal advanced fallback move within range of this weapon, if the unit is an eligible target, the bear can shoot with this weapon at that unit as if it were a shooting phase. The bear can do so up to 4 times per phase.
Oh, what?
It is only 5 attacks now. It's not 15 like it used to. And it's only 24 inch range.
Still.
That's interesting.
You can make up to 20 shots per phase.
In your opponent's turn.
That's... I mean, because that's, movement phase. Some things move in the shooting phase.
Yep.
Charge phase. And then you get to shoot it on your own turn. That's weird.
Well, it ends a normal advance or fallback, so it won't happen in the charge phase.
Oh, all right. Yep.
But still...
Yes. Good point.
So these things you have... Now, it's only 24 inch range, so you'd have to deploy it on the front line, and basically when something comes into no man's land range.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point. Does this have to go in your deployment zone?
I would assume that's the way...
I don't see a rule here that would let you do anything different.
Yeah.
Was that how it worked in 9th?
Yeah, just... It's a fortification.
Oh, well, in... So I don't have it, but the Death Guard one you can set up anywhere on the battlefield.
Oh, sure. Yeah, this one I think you set up in your deployment zone. I don't think it has any special rule.
So not as crazy then.
There was a brief period of time in 7th edition where you could put one of these inside of a drop pod. So you can drop pod that, and actually you could put a drop pod in a drop pod in a drop pod because they didn't...
Actually, can you still do that here?
It is a monster.
It's a monster with less than 12 wounds.
Oh my gosh. It doesn't have the fortification. You can drop it. You can. Yeah, you can drop it in a drop pod now.
That is crazy.
I'm intrigued.
And then it's got the Seed Mucolids ability. So each time a small selected to shoot, it can use this ability instead of its normal ranged attacks. New Mucolid spores containing 1 model to your army. That is significantly less Spore Mines.
It's less Spore Mines, but a Mucolid is still nice.
Oh, it's a Mucolid.
Yeah, the big one.
Okay, I missed that.
Yeah, 1 big Mucolid. But it used to be able to be 1 Mucolid or D6 Spore Mine, so now it's just the Mucolid.
Right. But putting that in a drop pod into the middle of the battlefield, that's actually kind of funny.
Huh. Yeah, you could do that again. That's awesome. You can drop pod. Now it kind of, well, it doesn't totally make sense because the pod still moves around, but this is the bottom half of the pod, or the top half of the pod, same model. So it's almost like the pod turns into it, but the pod still can float around and do its own thing.
Right.
While this is here, just I'm very curious to see the point cost on this. If this is like in the, I don't know, 75 point range, 75 to 100, it might be fun just to throw in. I don't know if it's competitive. It can't control an objective.
Right.
But there's nothing that says you can't just slap it on the center of an objective.
Yeah. Well,
you can't slap it on the center, right?
But you can put it on an objective, take up space. That's
your internet econo.
Yeah, we had buffering a little while ago, but otherwise it's been pretty
Unless
clean.
someone else is saying, but we've got a nice big green square, which means our internet's good so far. Interesting. Okay. Well.
So what else is there?
Oh, we have the Psychophage. What? Oh, we have some of the other Leviathan things. Okay. Psychophage. We didn't look at this one. So
8-inch move, T9, 3-up save, 10 wounds, 3 OC. Not a big monster. I don't remember how big his model is, but that's decent.
I think he's on a 120 millimeter. No, he's probably on a 105.
Okay. So decently defensive. He's got that 5-up feel no pain as well.
Yes.
So,
and you are right, he does give off a 6-up feel no pain.
Yeah, and the 6-inch 6-up feel no pain aura to all Tyranids units.
Okay guys, hear me out. You drop this thing in a pod next to Zoanthropes. So the Zoanthropes have 6-up feel no pain on top of their invuln save.
And this guy gets the 6-up invuln on top of...
And then this guy gets the 6-up invuln on top of the 5-up feel no pain. He's got a 12-inch range torrent so he can shoot. And, well, anti-psyker, he's not going after the Zoanthropes, but... And then...
Yeah.
You know, I like it. I like the Psychophage. I think out of all of the things, this is one of the ones I'm most excited for.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is his melee weapon being a D6 plus 1.
That does worry me.
Putting him in harm's way and then just maybe flopping on the attack is a concern.
That does worry me. The D6 plus 1 is very swingy.
Yeah. But, plus 1 to hit against things that are under starting strength. Plus 1 to wound if they're below half strength. Decent at cleaning up wounded units, so I think there's room for him to be a competitive choice if he's
points efficient. Yeah. Hopefully these are cheaper little things. Can you take them in more than one? No,
just one.
That's a shame. They show 2 of them in the trailer. There's 2 of them feeding next to each other. Yeah. So I was hoping, 2 of these guys could be a thing. Unfortunate, but. I still like them. Yeah,
and honestly, a lot of things have the Psyker keyword.
If you're going up against Grey Knights, bring like 5 of these.
Well, even like Space Marines, if they have a Librarian join their Terminators,
they all have the Psyker keyword.
They all get the Psyker. The unit has the Psyker keyword, so you're wounding 2-up on all of them.
Yeah, Connor might watch this. He might watch it to the end here, but when I play his Grey Knights, I am bringing 2 of these. I don't care. I know I say I bring a balanced list no matter my opponent, but I am bringing 2 of these against Grey Knights.
That's okay. He will be teleporting around the board so fast you won't be able to charge him.
That's true. He's going to be everywhere. I like the Psychophage.
I like it. It's a cool model. Cool abilities.
It is growing on me. When I first saw it, I was not a fan, but it is growing on me a bit. And then the Barbgaunts.
Yeah. These have been teased for a while.
They have been teased.
Their ability is, I think, solid.
The ability is why you take them.
I think the biggest thing is that these are a bit tougher than I was expecting them to be.
T4 2 wounds with a 4-up save?
Yeah, I was expecting them to either be an additional toughness, additional save, or additional wound. They got all 3.
They got all 3, yeah.
So, they can survive some shooting. You don't have to hide them fully.
I'm curious to see the point cost, because you can take these in a big block of 10.
I don't think you ever will, though.
I don't think you need to.
Because if you want 10, you want 2 units so you can disrupt more things, I think.
Well, they can just split fire, because it's anything they hit.
But you can have them in different areas of the battlefield.
Different areas of the board, it is only 24-inch range. Yeah, that's true. I will have 10 of them.
Yeah, because I think it's important. I don't think this ability stacks with a second unit if they both shoot the same unit.
Yeah,
because it says
right.
It becomes disrupted.
Yeah.
While it's disrupted, subtract 2. So I don't think a second unit would double the effect, but you get more board coverage.
Absolutely. And then I did, Jordan, I did estimate based on combat patrol that Psychophage would be right around 100 points.
Sure.
So I think that's a comfortable place for him. Could take 20 of them if you really wanted to. You can't. You can take 3, but 3 of them could be fun running up the board. And that's everything.
Yeah.
That took 2.5 hours to nail through that.
Tyrannid's got a lot of units, man.
Tyrannid's got a lot of units, and we lost some data sheets in a way.
Yeah.
I think, to wrap it up, my highlights right here, I'm liking the Tyrannofex.
Yep.
Especially paired with the Hive Tyrant. I'm liking the Tyrant Guard.
Hive Guard?
The Hive Guard. I'm liking the pod. I really hope the pod is well priced, because there's a lot of things like putting these guys in a pod, so then you just pop down and you could potentially just wipe out your opponent's key vehicle.
Yeah.
Auto wounding on 2s.
Yeah. How many of these can you jam in a drop pod?
6 of them.
6 of them. Okay.
So 12 shots hitting on 3s, wounding on 2s against the vehicle.
Yeah.
Hitting on 3s, so you get 8.
So like 6.5 successful wounds.
Yeah, 6 through. Most likely 4 up save, so 3, so 9. That's only 9 damage. Man, things are not very lethal in this.
Yeah.
But they're decently durable in return. Yeah, I do. It's going to be interesting to see how they play out. Screamer Killers, they're good. I do like the Carnifex. It's going to be interesting. I'll have to do plenty of datasheet deep dives and see what is the best way to equip these guys. Because maybe it's just Carnifex, upgrade them as you will, and then sure, you have to probably pay for those too. But I'm wondering the point differential between all of the individual weapons on a Carnifex.
Points are rumored to be on the 16th.
16th, next Friday. Next Friday, points come out, and all of the indexes should be out by then.
Yep.
So theoretically, next Saturday you can start playing games.
Yep, because I think the mission deck is also supposed to drop alongside the points, if I remember right.
Yeah, I think so. So yeah, next Saturday you can start playing games. We might try and squeak one in. I have to see. I got a lot going on, but we might try and squeak one more game in this studio here before changes. Other highlights. I'm actually really liking the Muclids. Point dependent. I think they're sneaky to just fit them in there with rapid ingress.
Yeah.
You can really deter some of your opponents charging. Depending on 4 mortal wounds is what your average going to do. 4 mortal wounds is fine, but the potential, if it's a weakened unit or if it's something that, the chance you roll that 6 and you do...
four, that's a full Terminator.
This is full Terminator.
Full 2 Space Marines,
and
a lot of stuff.
You're probably paying about the point cost for Terminator, maybe a little bit less, but I'm interested. I am very interested in the Mawloc.
Yes.
Mawloc is definitely one of the highlights for me.
16 attacks at AP2, that's a premium in 10th.
And hitting on 3s.
Yeah.
I don't care if they're damage 1. Just don't throw this thing into... you could throw it into Terminators, but...
And there's got to be some... There were so many... There's had to be something that could buff this guy too, right? At least defensively.
Maybe. So Mawloc is a sneaky good one I'm liking. I don't hate Raveners, but I won't put them up there as like... Zoanthropes, I'm loving Zoanthropes. Salesman.
Curious about Carnifex combos. Yeah, I think they're one of the standout units, and there's a lot of choices there.
The big one will depend on point costs. So you have to pay for other upgrades more than some, but...
Alright.
What's in... Tyrant Guard joining Swarmy versus So Tyrant Guard can join either of them. I think in most cases you want the Neurogaunts to be with the Neurotyrant. I don't think you want Tyrant Guard with them.
Yeah, I think of the 3 options, I'm liking Hive Guard or Tyrant Guard with the Foot Tyrant the most.
I think so. That if you build your army around that ability.
Right. If you build around that assault aura, then you want to protect him.
Yes, absolutely. If not, if you play for a more pure melee one, you don't really need the Foot Tyrant, which is kind of weird to say. You don't need the Foot Tyrant in a pure melee army. You probably want Swarmy in that case.
Right.
I'm liking Von Ryan's. Lictor. The Lictor is one of those. Where is he? The Lictor is definitely a standout. And the Haruspex. There is a lot of data sheets that are sticking out to me. Pyrovore is not one of those. Maleceptor is up there.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah. Deathleaper and Lictor. Lictor stands out as potential because now that characters are going to be with units probably moving forward, you're gonna have like those not sergeants, those lieutenants or those this thing could go kill a librarian so easily.
Oh yeah.
Now, and because he's got precision, and then you gain a CP for that, and the trade-off between losing a Lictor and killing someone's librarian is huge, and he's not guaranteed to die. He's not at all guaranteed to die through that.
Let's see. Swarmy, yeah, Swarmy's CP bonus is also a very strong consideration because I believe he gets that for you every command phase. It's just an auto, there's your extra CP for the battle round.
Yep. Yeah, I think so. 20, man, I love Deep Strike, so I'm happy to see a lot of Deep Strike is good because I want to try so much popping in. 20 Gargoyles with the Prime. Yes, the Prime could potentially die to precision shots if you're not careful, but it could be fun. Probably not the most good thing. Blocks of Hormagaunts, going to be good with a Neurotyrant. I'm going to try and conjure up a preliminary list and see if I can fit it in with the points when it comes out, but Warriors, I think, are a bit of a letdown. Will be tough to say.
Yeah, I think the ranged ones maybe have some legs. The melee ones, really, they got to be cheap, I think.
So you can put a Winged Prime with, what does he give them? Sustained hits 1. Does that work in range too?
Yeah.
So you could put him with a bunch of shooty warriors, and then all of your guns get sustained hits.
So yeah, I don't know how the Swarmlord's ability is worded, but there is just a general cap on only gaining 1 additional CP per battle round. So you get the automatic 1 in your command phase, 1 in your opponent's command phase, and outside of that you're limited to 1 more from anywhere else.
Right. Swarmlord, I think, is every start of your turn. Here he is. At the start of your command phase. Yep. So yeah, you will get, this would count as your other command point. So if you do use Swarmy to gain that CP every time, you'll never gain one from the Lictor or any other little shenanigans that had, which I guess there weren't a ton of others, but that might be one thing to take into consideration. Jordan, thank you. Thank you for joining.
Yeah, thank you for joining.
Best of luck. Thank you to all of you joining. We'll stay and just chat a little bit more, but there's so... Do you have anything that stands out for you? I know you're not a Tyranid player, but as an enemy of the Tyranids...
Oh, man. I am... So, for context, I mainly play Death Guard. I'm building up another army, but it's gonna be a bit till it's all like assembled and painted. Right. Death Guard lack a whole lot of stuff above Strength 10.
Okay.
So seeing the amount of Toughness 11 is very concerning.
Sure. Yeah.
Especially because anti-monster is not really a thing.
It's not much of a thing. No.
So I think a lot of the stuff that's T11, if it's not crazy expensive, could just be, throw it on the board. Certain armies are just gonna have a hard time killing them.
Yeah.
God, there was. I swear there's one more. The Haruspex. Yeah.
The Haruspex. He's down a ways.
Yeah, he's down here somewhere.
Nope. Keep going.
Is he not?
That's Tyrant Guard.
He was above Tyrant Guard, wasn't he?
Was he?
Oh no, that's a Toxicrene.
Harsphex, keep going, There he is. One more.
That one. There we go. Yeah, the having both of these profiles together,
getting both of them,
that's very scary to me.
Not one or the other. Yeah. Disappointment. Yeah, I was gonna mention that Tervigon I think is a disappointment for me.
Yeah.
I was working on planning a video as what to buy next after you buy a Leviathan box or two. Because honestly, if you buy one Leviathan box and you ask what should I buy next, I'm probably gonna say another Leviathan box because the discount you get for buying 2 of those,
it's crazy.
It's a lot, and yes, you won't use probably 2 Neurotyrants, but that's the only real duplicate. You'll probably use at some point maybe 40 Hormagaunts. At some point you'll probably use a block of 20 Neurogaunts. You'll probably use 6 Von Rhine Leapers. You'll probably 10 Barbgaunts, maybe not, but 2 Screamer Killers for sure.
Yeah.
So Tyranids more than Space Marines, in my opinion, you want to have for. Space Marines have a little less that's easily to duplicate, but
although it is nice there are so many Space Marine players, you could probably get the Tyranid half pretty easily.
Oh yeah, definitely. So if you buy one Leviathan half, I recommend you buy a second one. And after that, I was going to say you want a Tervigon to go with your 2 groups of Gons. I don't know. With the lack of protection she has, I'm a little hesitant on it.
Although, if you go with like a Monster Mash style, and then just Monster Mash plus the Gaunts around, there's only so many monsters that they can take out at once.
That's true. She might be more of a backline support monster. Yeah, I do,
but definitely not the first choice like she kind of is right now.
Right. Yeah. Let's go back to her again, just to go. Nope. There we go. So lethal hits is nice, and it can work for both units of Termagants. If you do have 2 units of 20.
Yeah. I mean, lethal hits is something I've been doing the math on a lot.
Okay.
Because Death Guard have it basically army-wide.
Everywhere, yeah.
And you need a lot of shots before it really starts to make an impact. Because it's mostly going on, most of your volume is going to be on AP 0 damage 1 guns.
Right. So lethal hits is, again, 6s to hit, critical hits, auto wound.
Yeah.
So you could, sorry, you keep going.
So, say you unload, a unit of 20 Gaunts. That's 40 shots depending on the gun.
Depending on the gun, yep.
So you got 6 or 7 auto wounds.
Yeah.
If you're shooting that at a 2-up save, only 1 goes through.
It's true. Yeah.
So it's...
That's true. It doesn't help as much. Yeah.
Yeah. It's situationally it could be very good, but it's I don't know. It's gonna come down to what you're actually seeing on the battlefield. How useful it really is, I think.
Most we got. How exactly do HQs work in 10th? Can you take more than 2 per... Yes.
So HQs are not a thing anymore.
Right. There's no HQ. There's no troop.
You are limited to 3 of a data sheet.
3 of a data sheet.
That's the rule, basically.
And you can't duplicate epic heroes.
Yep.
And you have to have battle line?
You have to have 1 character. That's the only other rule.
Just 1 character.
Yeah.
What does battle line do then?
Battle line it lets you have up to 6 of battle line units.
Oh, right. Yeah, so you don't even need...
Any Screamer Killers with the now old kit are still Screamer Killers, right? We don't have to run those Carnifexes. Yeah, I mean, yeah. You might want to rebase them because the new ones are in a big circle base, it looks like.
That is my... Yeah, GW put us in a weird position there where technically the old Screamers are still the new Screamers, but at the same time, they can just be standard Carnifexes with the 2 sets of Talons.
Right.
They're in a weird boat where they be both. Talk to your opponent and just let them know. One thing you can do is our channel sponsor, the War Factor, has a base upgrade that turns the Carnifex kit into the Screamer Killer Carnifex kit.
Oh, nice.
I think. Actually, maybe don't call me. I'm pretty sure they have that, where If not, I should recommend they make that, because if they do, then you can swap them pretty easily to be one or the other.
Because I think that's the biggest thing is the new Screamer Killer's bigger than the.
It is. It's an 80 millimeter base, and he's taller and he's wider.
I thought it was 100.
Oh, 100. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, 100 millimeter. They don't make 80s. Maybe they do.
They do.
100 millimeter base instead of a 105 millimeter oval.
Let's see. Curious how many Death Guard players will run War Dogs. Possibly a lot. If vehicles are as prominent as people are thinking they will be.
Gosh, yeah.
Dipping into the Knights Codex might be the only way we get any real range or any anti-tank, really. It'll be interesting.
That's true. Yeah, you might want to.
Yeah, I'm building up a big Knight.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't have War Dogs yet, but...
You can use 2 of mine.
Okay.
I mean, they're not chaos at all, but they do the same thing. They fit the same thing.
Tervigon with a squad of 20, Termagants with the pistol, hunt for the 6s maybe. Yeah, maybe. It's just, if you're shooting at something with a good save, having no AP means, you know, even with the auto wounding, not a lot of them are really going through.
Do the new kits come with Spine Fist and Devourers? Or they just come bare flesh boars? They're push fit.
So the push fit one is, only whatever that gun is.
The flesh borer. Okay. Yeah, the top one here.
Presumably there will be a
multi-part
kit coming eventually.
So that means Feel Pain, Relic. Yes, that's what we said right away at the beginning. Chafesy? Saying that right? Yes, the 4+ relic potentially on her, because she's gonna take wounds pretty quick if your opponent wants to target her. So that 4 relic is gonna be a good one to go with.
Yeah. Spinal Fist on Gaunts, then you have Pistol 2. Yeah. There's potential there. I would need to see the application before I'm sold on it. So that means Hive Tyrant, 2 units of Zoanthropes, 2 Tervigons, 2 Psychophage, and a Spine Gaunts is doable. If you I think if you want Devastating Wounds to work, you'll need Spine Gaunts. Remind me where the Devastating Wounds are coming from.
The Hive Fleet adaptation against vehicles, right?
No, that one's lethal.
Sustain. Oh, it's lethal. Yeah. I don't know where the Devastating. So many stacking buffs. Yeah, they said it was gonna be a lot less stacking buffs, but in some way,
it's fewer auras for most armies. Nid seemed to be the big exception.
We didn't have auras to begin with. We had targeted buffs, but you could put all those buffs on one unit. So we had one super unit, and then everything else was meh. Now we have auras and stuff like everybody else. So this is a whole new way of thinking for us in terms of how to buff units.
Well, we'll see how widespread that is, because I'm feeling the same way looking through the Death Guard stuff. There's just so many stacking buffs you could potentially build up.
Yeah.
Because we can attach 2 characters to our squads of Plague Marines.
Right.
So there's a whole lot of customization there. I meant to say lethal hits from the Stratagems. Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing I'm seeing out of Tyranids. There's a whole lot of possible builds here.
Which is the way Tyrant should be.
Yeah. That's their thing, adaptability.
I'm going back at start again. I just want to look at the strat, see if there's anything. Death Frenzy.
So critical hits on a 5 is an interesting one, because that triggers lethal hits and sustained hits. So you'd be auto wounding on 5+ and exploding on 5+.
So this would be good because it's up to 2 units that are in synapse range. So again, you take those 2 units of Hormagaunts that can advance and charge, and then you can use the strat on them. And you can use the same strat on them to get some back the following turn. Well, maybe not. Yeah, there's potential.
Yeah, and the Exocrine getting removing cover off of things
can help with some of the other saves. Yeah, it'll be interesting. Overall, I was looking on Facebook, and a lot of people were doom posting about, oh, this is horrible, everything.
Yeah.
I take it a lot of those people who are saying that were people who only played in 9th edition. They didn't know what it was like to play Tyranids since 5th edition. Tyranids were not a fun army if you wanted to win, Tyranids were not an army to play up until 8th edition. They had their moments, but they weren't truly powerhouses in my opinion until 9th edition. Yeah.
I think it's something a lot of people are going to run into when they get their full indexes dropped. Is it's just, you got to recontextualize everything.
You can't think about 9th edition.
Everything except, you know, people, I think Eldar is the one where people are not complaining about it being nerfed yet.
Yep.
Pretty much everything's going to feel like it's being nerfed because damage output is generally going down.
Yes.
Durability is generally going up. So things will feel different once we actually get to playing games here.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely think, I didn't even think about redeploy.
Yeah.
Ooh, boy. Oh, there's so much. You could put Von Ryan Leapers right up at your opponent, and then you could redeploy them, but still have them infiltrated, but on the other side of their deployment zone.
Oh, that's fun.
Oh, we're gonna have fun. I don't know. Whoever those Doom posters are, whatever. I think Tyranids are still gonna have plenty of fun and plenty of options going forward. I'm just waiting to get some Leviathan boxes, and I think we'll be just fine.
Yeah, the rules potential is there. I think once we get points, you can start making judgments on strength of stuff. But I don't play Tyranids myself, but I see a lot of fun stuff here.
I think it's going to be a lot less just pick these 5 great units, and more so really have to synergize with using synapse and keeping your units working as one. And that'll be the best way to make Tyranids work, which is the way Tyranids should be, in my opinion. They should be an army where you have to really work with your synergization. Synergization? Is that a word?
It is now. Go for it.
You really have to work with that, and if they kill synapse creatures, the army falls apart. That's the way Tyranids are. So I'm liking it. I think we can call it there.
Yeah.
That was a good almost 3-hour stream. Thank you to those who super chatted.
Yep. Thank you guys.
Thank you for anyone who joined members. All of you who just sat and chatted and watched along with us. I do enjoy the streams. Have you done one yet?
I did the practice one with Sam.
Right.
Where I was kind of in the background while you're talking with guys.
Right, we were just practicing. Yep, yeah, that's right. So I want to do more of these. Summer's been very busy, and it will be for the rest of the month. But hopefully July, and really after July, once August rolls around, it is going to be hitting the ground running. But we'll still have to keep things going June and July.
Yeah, and there'll still be battle reports and stuff up till then.
Still be battle reports and everything, but big things coming for the channel and stuff. So we will leave it there. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, TriStar especially.
Yeah.
And and if you, well, actually, I should say if you haven't caught it, but if you haven't caught it, you'll see it tomorrow anyway. And one thing I guess I'll say, our How to Play series. If you haven't watched that, check it out. Share it everywhere. If you know someone new, share it, because I do want that series to do really well. We put a lot of hard effort into it, and I think it is really good. We just have to get exposure to it. So share that one when you see it going around. And yes, thank you guys for watching. We'll catch you next time here at Master Game Studios, and have a great night. And end. Sweet.